God damn. God damn, what a day. What a day. What a day today. Eagles are 4-0. 4-0 since 2004. What a game today. Not only were we facing the Jaguars today, but we were facing Mother Nature at the same time. And what a game. Appreciate everybody that joined the stream today. If you were able to come in and just listen for a little bit, whether you left or you stayed, I do appreciate anybody that came into the stream today. But holy crap, guys, a typical day where it's a rainy day. Jalen Hurts, I said like a little over 200 yards, and that's what he got for 16 for 25, a 204 with a pick. But it's been a good day. It was a really, 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 really good day today. I had no issue with what we were doing. We did as much as we possibly could. It was a fight. It was definitely a fight. I mean, I got to give respect to the Jags and what Coach Doug Pearson has done over there with them. I think they've done a fantastic job. We were a little slow in the beginning. I think part of it was the weather. Part of it was we just didn't look in sync in the beginning of even the passes were horrible. Everything was bad beginning of that game. But I got to say, as the game went on, the second quarter was pretty good. And we got the run game going. We got some passes. A.J. Brown had 95 yards today. So, obviously, we had, some injury struggles, Mulata being out with the shoulder. Slay was out with the forearm. Jack Driscoll came in at left tackle and played really good. Opeta went to right guard after Samalo had the right, I don't know if it was an ankle. It probably was an ankle. So, I don't know how that was going, but it was a really good day, guys. I mean, look, if you want to take a game and say that the Eagles need to face it's nice that the Eagles faced some adversity today. This was the first game where they really faced some adversity. You're down 2 scores, 14-0. Okay. The Eagles fans in the live chat today were literally giving up on the game. Like, we were down 14-0. Eagles fans were just giving up. I just don't know how you give up so bad. Like, give this team a chance. They're down 14-0 in the first quarter, and there were literal fans giving up. And I don't get how just fans give up that easily. Like, if we were look, I think we would have been down 21-0 if Trevor Lawrence didn't drop that ball. When he went to the right side, he dropped the ball, and Fletcher Cox got the fumble recovery. I think, that pass would have been wide open. Zay Jones wasn't in this game, but his replacement was making catches all over the place. I mean, you can't give up in a game like this. You got to see what your team is made of. It can't be, because we're undefeated, everyone thinks we can't have an ugly game, or everyone thinks it's really it's how you win, but at the same time, it's things sometimes don't work. The Eagles really haven't dealt with adversity until this game, and this was a tough opponent. When we were down 14-0, Cowboy fans were on Twitter saying, "Oh, you face a real team, and this is what happens." And then all of a sudden, when we're winning, they start backtracking, and that's what happens all the time. I don't give a flying crap about the division. I don't care about the Cowboys. I could give a crap less because they're not important to me this year. It's just not an important year for me to put my focus on the Cowboys, even though they did win against horrible Carson Wentz, which who can't win against Carson Wentz at this point because he threw 42 passes today. 42 passes. 42. Okay, which was kind of nuts, kind of crazy. And Dallas, took care of business. The Giants, I think, won their game today, so everybody in the East won. It is what it is. You go down the line with this schedule, and the Eagles have a schedule right now that really favors them. Really, the only game I look at is Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and even they don't look that great. They don't look impressive either, but the Eagles are getting put to the test every single week. So by tomorrow, we'll find out about these injuries, what's going on with some of these guys, and I couldn't be any happier. This was a dogfight and really in a bad situation, in bad situations weather-wise, because the Eagles didn't fumble the ball, which is good. We didn't give up the ball. Besides that, pick six was really a bad pass. That was a really, really bad pass. Zach Pascal pretty much was in double coverage, and it was as bad as it could possibly get. So to me, this was a game that was a hard-fought game, and I want to see what this team is all about when they're down a couple touchdowns. And I didn't want to get in this. Obviously, you don't want to be in this situation, but since it happened and they came back, Miles Sanders was 134 yards on 27 attempts for 2 touchdowns today. Miles Sanders was a beast. We saw a little bit of Trey Sermon. I was so happy to see Trey Sermon, and he looks like Jay Ajayi out there, man. He had the one run to the left side, and he was so excited. Then he had the one up the middle that was a face mask call. I thought it was a breath of fresh air seeing Trey Sermon, another running back, but 210 rushing yards. 210 rushing yards, 4.2 yards per attempt. You beat the number 1 rushing defense. Okay, you beat the number 1 team against the run. They were good coming into this game. Does the weather kind of take effect in this whole thing? Yeah, probably does. But we struggled with Avonte Maddox being out. I have to say we did. At some point, we did. There is some rumors that Avonte Maddox might be out another week. I don't know if that's true, but I heard it just twisted his ankle. So, I don't see why his twisted ankle would be 100% by next week if it's just that. But Zach McPherson struggled. Josiah Scott struggled. So, guys struggled. You saw Gardner Johnson moving around a little bit, but, they had a lot of faith in Zach McPherson since, obviously, Big Play Slay with his forearm, he was out of the game, and he was dressed up. I think they just decided to rest him, and the defense was playing good at the time, so they didn't want to rush him back in to see what's going to happen next week. Slay's been hurt since the first game with this lower back injury. Now he's got a forearm. So, 2 more weeks, guys, and we're to a bye week, which we desperately need a bye week. And I say, from the Thursday night game, the Texans, and then to a Monday night against Carson and the Commanders, you get a little mini bye right there too, which is a good thing. So overall, I think they had it was a hard fought victory. As an undefeated team, I hate when there's undefeated teams every single year, or at least teams that are undefeated at the moment, and they always put too much pressure on them, and I understand why, but they judge you on how you win these games. And the Jags won against the Chargers, and look, they have the Jags have good running backs, okay? Robinson's a good back, barely did anything to us today. They ran the ball us a little bit, but I think at the half or somewhat, they had 60 yards rushing altogether with their attack. It wasn't good. The Eagles got better and better and better over time. I said at the beginning of the game, I pretty much said to myself, there's no way this team is really playing like this up to par. They're just not in the mindset of playing right now. Something was just wrong. Something just didn't feel great about it. So now we have to look at some of these injuries by tomorrow. We'll calculate that. And the Saints lost against the Vikings, and it was a close game. The Saints didn't have a lot of players in this game either, even their starting quarterback with Andy Dalton. So, at this point, with Jameson Winston, Andy Dalton was in the game. But so, the Saints are 1-3 right now. It's a top 10 pick. The Saints got to keep losing. And that's it, guys. it was a really, really good, hard-fought game. The Eagles fans at the beginning of this game, they want to give up. I don't get it how you give up that easily into the first quarter. And I said to myself, Nick Sirianni is looking at this and he's going to rip everybody to shreds. Rip everybody to shreds over this damn game and how they're playing. And I'm telling you, there is nothing to be afraid of with this team. There's nothing to be afraid of with this team. Sorry, I moved my camera back a little bit because it's way too close. And I think that's a lot better, as I can see right now. But I appreciate everybody coming to the stream. There's 162 people in here right now. So hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not. If you are new, we just hit over 19,000 subscribers the other day, which is awesome. And that's because of you guys, the support, all that great stuff, and liking the videos and always watching the videos. So thank you so much for that. 19K is a big milestone. Wait till we hit 20K. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to have a lot of stuff go on for the 20K hit. So very excited for that to happen. If it does happen this year, we'll see. But appreciate so much. What's going on, guys? I'm going to get through the comment section as much as I possibly can. We got Chris Scott says Mulata is getting an MRI on his shoulder tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to find out what's going on because I think Mulata tried getting back into the game and he was hitting the pads a little bit. They had someone with one of those hit bags for the offensive line. He tried getting back, but it just wouldn't work. So I'm hoping to God we don't get any bad news. Killer says, still got friends of mine asking how many good winning teams we have played this year so far. Yeah, you know what? Screw them, bro. Screw them, because you know what? At the end of the day, the Eagles are going to take care of business. The Eagles are taking care of their own business, and that's it. I'm tired of it, man. Every week, it's the same crap. As long as the Eagles take care of business, that's all that matters. Don't let anybody put you down because, look, we were down 14-0, and the Jaguars are a good team. I can tell they are. They're going to be a pretty good team. Doug at the helm of everything right now, they're looking really good. Offensive line did pretty good for them today. But the Eagles got, 5 turnovers today? I mean, Hassan Reddick today was just amazing. 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles today. The defensive line got there when it counted, when it mattered. There was pressure, which was great. So, there were some plays I didn't understand. Some of the fourth quarter prevent play where Christian Kirk pretty much ran past our whole entire defense and got to the 10-yard line. They scored right off of that, and it was only an 8-point game. So, there were some things that really pissed me off as well. We got Chris Kaufman with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, where is Duval at? How did his QB play? I don't think that was a Jags fan, man. I think that was a Cowboys fan just trolling. I think that's what it was, because he was saying very, bold stuff. It just made no sense. So, but I appreciate the super chat, man. He said, Freddie says, re-sign Bradbury. He is elite. Bradbury with another pick, 2 picks for the year. His coverage has been great today. There was a couple that he missed on today, but that was only because, I think that was when he was playing zone today. The zone coverage just sucks. I mean, it's not bad, but you're losing Maddox in the secondary. You lose Maddox, and then you lose Bradbury. Now you're down to having Josiah Scott and Zach McPherson in the game. McPherson's not good. The double move, he reminds me of J.O. Mills. The double move really hurt us today a little bit. A couple times it happened, but it was a crazy day today, man. Crazy, crazy day. We got Rayo Venezuela got KO by a bump. So I wish Dean at least got 5 snaps. Dean is not going to play unless there's injury. Dean is not going to play. The Eagles are ready for Dean to start next year. Dean is a sponge. He's in the linebacker room with Nick Rouse. He's talking a lot, and he's getting everything he possibly can and getting mentored the whole entire year. There's just way too much in this linebacker room that's doing. There's a lot in this room right now that's working so well. You have to keep the hot hand in the game. That's just what you have to do. JS, what's going on, dude? Joseph says we can only play who are on our schedule. That's it. The only team I really fear or kind of worry about is maybe Green Bay. Green Bay might be the only team that really shows me, okay, well, this might work out. Hold on, let me. Yes. That's what I had to do. That was really annoying. Sorry, because that thing was on my face. KLC says Jags were winning team. They were 2-1. What's going on, Rock? Jock says, Joey picked 6. A.J. Brown gave up and let him score. If he tackled him, Mulata wouldn't have got hurt. Yeah, I don't get what that was. After that pick 6 happened, and while the guy was running back, that Cisco was running back to our end zone, A.J. Brown was pretty much right behind him, and I don't know what he was trying to do. It kind of made no sense. So I'm not sure what the whole game plan was with that. I don't know what they were trying to do, but Mon says, aren't the Jaguars first in their division? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah. Geez, I kind of was scared of Devin Lloyd, but did nothing. No, he did nothing. Nothing towards us. Ronaldo says, people act like we got to choose who we play this year. We're winning. I don't care. It's all that matters, dude. We are winning. We're 4-0. We haven't been 4-0 since 2004. Who gives a crap what anybody says about this team? Do not let anybody put you down for how you feel about your football team and who we face so far. Our schedule's our damn schedule. That's it. That's all we get out of it. That is all that we could do right now. So we are the Vikings' only loss. That is true. Rayo says, let's not blame AJ for Mulata getting hurt. No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying AJ could have made that tackle. That's it. Steel A says, how many sacks do we get today? I think it was 5 turnovers. What was it? 5 turnovers. What was it? 4 sacks for the day? 4? I think. Hollywood, Heyman's taking back. Blackford says, Jackson Vikings will have winning records by the end of the season. We good. Jay says, what's wrong with Jake Elliott? Any news? There's nothing yet. Nothing yet on him. We got Pinehawks' Death from Above. What's going on, man? Eagles fan says Slay and Mulatto will most likely play next week. Slay, hopefully he does. Mulatto, I don't know. Depending, I mean, he was hitting the bag. I mean, he was hitting with his arms. He was hitting the bag, and he seemed like he was okay. I think the MRI might just be. I mean, I'm not saying that it's true, but the MRI might just be a precaution to see if anything's wrong. Godfrey Harlow says, saw a replay of Isaac's injury at the best. It really is a bad sprain, but his ankle bent the complete wrong way. It looked similar to Alan Hearns and Cowboy versus Seahawks 18 divisional round, although not nearly as bad. So, I mean, I'm okay with having Opeta at right guard. Dude, I think Driscoll in the beginning suffered, a little bit at left tackle, but I didn't know Driscoll actually played left tackle. In college, I know he did, but I thought he was mostly a right guard, right tackle playing for the Eagles. Because when he was drafted, he took over for Lane Johnson for a little bit. Last year, he took over at right guard. So, you know what I mean? So I was kind of shocked on how Driscoll played. I thought he played really well. Opeta has a lot of starting experience, guys. Like they got some depth on this team right now. And I feel good with Driscoll, and I feel good with Opeta as well. So I hope Doug is back when we play the Cowboys. Jay says, I like how everyone's saying we haven't beat a good team, but every team we've beaten aside from the Commanders are good. The Vikings are 3-1. The Jaguars are good. The Lions offense is really good. Yeah. I mean, look, the Lions lost again. I think they lost again today, but they're a tough team. They're not going to contend. They're not going to do anything crazy serious, but, they're a fighting team. They're a scrappy team. And I think that's what's really important right now. Marcus, what's going on, Marcus J? Free says, I do not think the Christian Kirk bomb was Gannon's fault. I think one of Jose Scott or CAG blew somebody blew the coverage. I'm not saying that's Gannon's fault, but somebody blew the coverage, definitely, 100%. He ran by our whole entire defense. I don't know what happened there. Mark J said, what a comeback. We were down a few good players, down the 14 in the rain, and still won. Dude, the resiliency of this team, it's poisonous. It's intoxicating to watch the team play like this. I swear to God, man. Be happy today. Enjoy this the next day. Enjoy it. Marcus J said, what a comeback. We were down a few good players, down by 14. Oh, yeah, I read that. Victor says, Cowboys fans think they have the best defense and the best cornerback in the NFL. And it's not going to get him anywhere at the end of the day. Like, just think about it. Like, they make a big deal out of Micah Parsons, even though he's a great player. But Micah Parsons could have 50 sacks this year, and they still won't do anything in the playoffs. Trevon Diggs have 11 picks last year, and they did absolutely nothing in the playoffs. You understand, like, these little specific little rewards that, these little stats that some of these players do get with Dallas, like, it does absolutely nothing for them. Absolutely nothing. Chaotic Ghost. I love the damn profile picture. I'll take 5 turnovers over 9 sacks any day. Yeah, because you could score a lot of points off of that. You know what I mean? Like Carson Wentz today, he played horrible. He threw 42 times. 42 times for 170 yards? I mean, that's just crazy. That's crazy. It's insane. Hit the Green says Bradbury is known to get signed next year. I don't know, man. We might have to. We got a super chat from Spunky. Sorry, I didn't see this. It doesn't pop up. The $2. I don't know. For some reason, $2 super chats don't show up on StreamYard. They don't show up on my phone. I don't know why they're not, but it's just really weird. We got Spunky991 with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He said, I'm not sleeping on the Cardinals next week. No, I think that's actually one game we could lose. I think we can actually lose next week. And that's only because of Kyler Murray. Not saying he's anything special, but the guy can extend plays for over 10 minutes. Might get our defensive line really tired. And our secondary has to, Slay has to be back next week. There's no DeAndre Hopkins, but you still got Hollywood Brown, which I don't even really care about Hollywood Brown too much. I don't think he's going to do much against us, but they gotta at least have Slay back for next week. There's no doubt about it, dude. No doubt about it. So that's where I'm going with that. Got Mr. Wing says AJ tweeted he planned to strip the ball but got blocked out of the play. I don't know why you're waiting that long to strip a football. Like, you've been chasing him for literally 10 minutes, and that was way too much wasted time, in my opinion, for trying to strip the ball out of his hands. But I don't know. That's just me. Let me put the stream on my phone real quick. For some reason, it didn't. It got out of it real quick. Hold on. 4-0, guys. This is insane. This is just insane. Khalil Wilson says, Shakes, we got something. Budding here. Trust me. Something special's brewing, man. We got JC4590 says he was trying to strip the ball. You could see the hand move for it. Boosie says New York Football Giants got the dub. Yeah, the whole NFC, besides Washington, the rest of the NFC East did good today. Zay said, we do not need to see the Dean can do what if we let Kaiser walk, then Dean doesn't pan out. We do need to see what Dean can do. Well, they're not going to put in Dean. We know what Dean could do. The Eagles know what he could do. Okay. They're not just going to throw him into a game. They're not going to change the whole. The problem is you gotta, it's not like Dean was the only good linebacker we have. They put depth. They put a lot of starting caliber players at that position. Edwards was already here. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level. Kaiser White has been doing well too. So, I mean, at this point, there's no room for Dean to do anything. I think they're going to sign one of those two linebackers in Dean and Kaiser White and TJ Edwards. I think TJ Edwards gets the extension, and then I think Dean becomes either that strong side linebacker or the middle linebacker. I mean, depending on what they want to do with TJ, but we'll see. Steven says, you think A.J. Brown slacked on the pick? I don't know that he slacked, but if he was trying to – why are you trying to strip the ball? Like, you got no time. Like, you got to just try to dive and make the tackle, man. Ray O'Reilly says, come on, looked amazing today. 8 tackles and a huge block on punt today. Skrilla says, go Birds, what a win. Ugly, but a win. They need that slap in the mouth from the Jags. I agree, man. Joe says, we are the only undefeated team in the league. Yeah, we are. We are. Goes to Cardinals stink. Chris says, and the Saints keep losing. So the Saints lose again. Okay, so now they're 1-3, and this is still a top 10 pick right now. And their schedule doesn't get easier down the road. That Panthers-Saints game, I thought the Saints were going to beat the Panthers, but man, I was really surprised at that. So maybe we're going to get lucky. We play good this year. We might have a top 15 pick. I mean, it could go to a top 20 if they start winning, but it could be a top 15 pick. And if they get really bad, it could be a top 10 and a really good pick at that. So Chris Scott says, so if we beat Arizona and Dallas, are the same people saying that we haven't beat anybody? No, I think some people are just going to troll, but I think, yeah, it'll shut most people up. Probably. Everybody's saying, where's Duval at? I don't know where Duval is, man. We got Mike Perils. What's going on, man? Another YouTube member. Welcome to the Shake Squad Army, dude. Shake Squad Soldier Tier. You're going to love it here, man. We'll have some extra content today, actually. I'm going to upload a couple videos to that tier. Oh, thank you so much, Mike, for joining, dude. Thank you so much, man. Joe Jones is so sick of these Cowboy fans out here. They're just here to troll, man. That's just all it is. But at the end of the day, we got to take care of our own business. They have an easy schedule. We have an easy schedule. They're getting Dak Prescott back. Michael Gallup is back now. So we're going to find out what they're all about when Dak comes back to see if Kellen Moore is going to do right by that quarterback. Maybe he just knows how to use Cooper Rush better. I don't know. But Khalil says Saints are already at the team with the pick. Chris Garvin says, not saying he's great anymore, but who covers Ertz? I don't know. It could be Kaiser. It could be, I don't know, man. I mean, we're just going to have to see. Exactly, Khalil, exactly. Joseph Thie says, none of those teams that are talking can say they are undefeated. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm not saying that we're going to be undefeated this year either. I'm not going into my own head and saying, oh, the Eagles are going to be undefeated. I'm not going to say that this year. We might lose one game because of a stupid mistake, whether it's on the offense, on the defense, or special teams. I thought Covey had a better day. Wasn't perfect, but I thought there were a couple. I think he's better on kickoff returns than he is on punt returns. That's just me. It's really more of an issue, I think, is tracking the football when it's punted. But I think the kickoffs, he's just more in sync, better. He's got more room on kickoff, so maybe he will. He had that one kickoff return to the 30, so that's not bad. You know what I mean? Khalil says, Ertz stinks. HJB said 317 says, if there wasn't rain, we probably would have not have won. Well, dude, that's it. Dude, what's given to us is what's given to us right now. Like, you can't nitpick at like, if it wasn't raining, like, that's just stupid, dude. That's just stupid. Like, yeah, I think they could have been up 21-0 if Trevor Lawrence didn't drop that ball to that receiver that was taking Zay Jones's spot. Okay, I think it would have been 21-0, and obviously the Eagles would be in a lot of trouble at that point. We got Hosea Jones says we got to do better in the second half and better in the first quarter with the slow starts. Oh, dude, like you're going to run into these issues. Dude, it was raining. This game, the weather was horrible in this game. They just weren't in sync in the beginning of this game. You're not going to get a perfect game from this team you're not going to get a perfect game from this team every single game. Like, yeah, they could have done better in the first. They came back in the second. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get anything perfect every single time. It's just, that's not how it works, dude. It's not how it works. Like, if we're perfect all the time and we're not facing any adversity, like this was the first game the Eagles have faced adversity. The first ever game where they were down 2 touchdowns and they came back in the rain and won the game. So, Joe says Duval left the building. Khalil says rain or no rain, we was winning. KO says Duval quiet today, probably burning his jerseys. We got Chef Nobby says, do you think Howie would draft a QB between 1 and 3 rounds like they did the backup Wentz? No. Now, probably not. No. Celia says, here is Murray, number 1 receiver now. Byron said, we got Brian says Reddick probably can't wait for next week going back to Arizona and causing damage. That's going to be a big revenge game for him, probably, because really at the end of his career with the Cardinals, he got better. I think the last year of his contract, he was getting better, and then they didn't hold on to him after that. Philly Juan says, heck of a game by Reddick. Yeah, he's got 2 sacks, 2 strip fumbles. Crazy. 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Was a Cowboy stink. Y'all will see. Philly Nation 92 says, let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's do it, guys. If you guys love that the Eagles are 4-0, there's 308 people in the chat right now. Subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys have not either. Check out the memberships as well for extra content. I'm going to be putting out a couple videos of extra content today. So it should be a lot of fun. But, guys, I'm blown away. Like, I'm glad I saw a game where the Eagles faced adversity. They went in there, they got the job done, and they did it. So I can't complain about it. I cannot complain whatsoever about it. So I'm really happy, and I hope you guys are too. Like, who would have thought a 4-0 start? Not me. I mean, I thought, maybe they would play good, they would play good down the stretch, but I didn't think this team would get this hot this early. And, sometimes you got to worry when a team gets hot this early because now you have to look down the line and how long can they keep this up? And I don't think they take any team lightly. I think they're always confident, but they're not feeling themselves up. They're not cocky and conceited. And they think, I think they could beat everybody, but the work has to be put in every single week. Every week it's 0-0. We have to win, be 1-0 every single week. And that is the mentality of this team going forward. So Jay says, hey, Joe, you think Miles Sanders cursed us because he said we're an all-star team? We ain't lying when he say that. Well, yeah, when he said that, I was kind of worried just a little bit. So Rolando says you could see Slay suited up still in the third quarter, so hopefully he's good to go. I think he'll be fine. I think because the defense was playing pretty good and there was no rush to kind of throw him in there, so I get it. Michael Lugo says Kaiser has a lock in on Ertz. Jay said a lot of bad penalties, but not much. Yeah, there was a few. There was a few that were pretty bad. The one on Dallas Goedert upfield was pretty bad. You had some, I think, a false start or something like that. But there were some stupid ones. I thought there were some calls that should have been called on them as well. I thought some of our defensive ends, Josh Sweat was getting held like crazy in this game. There was a lot of different things that were going on. Jay said, this is what we all wanted to see, though, right? We wanted to see the Eagles be down in a game to see how they would handle it, and we got our answer. That's what I'm trying to tell people when people are like, oh, well, they have to fix what they did in the first, and they have to fix what they like this. Like sometimes these things happen during the year. I mean, this was not even on like I said, like I'm not trying to make the rain a big issue, but I'm telling you right now, like I'm not trying to make the rain like a huge issue, but like this crap is going to happen. Like this was a rain game. Like I didn't expect Hurts to have over 330 yards in this game. It was going to be like maybe 200 yards. They were going to run the ball a lot, even though you're facing the best rushing defense in the league pretty much. I mean, you were able to get 4.2. You were able to get 4.2 yards per attempt on this team, and they averaged 3.1 yards in 3 weeks. On top of everything else, Trevor Lawrence has only got sacked, 2 times in 3 games? And the Eagles got 4 sacks in this game. 4. So, you know what I mean? Quandre Alley says, ugly weather, but I wouldn't say it was an ugly win. We took care of business on D and bullied our way up in the field on offense. It was a team win at the end of the day. It was a team win. That's all that matters. It wasn't we've seen ugly games from the Eagles, okay? We've seen ugly games. This wasn't an ugly game. The weather was part of why it was kind of ugly, but at the same time, the Eagles went in there and they fought, okay? They took no crap from the Jags. The Jags were playing well in the beginning, and then once we started to be ourselves, like we started to get on track on both sides of the football, the Jags were they were starting to lose what they thought they had us, but oh no, they did not have us at all. Jace Young says, Joey, your thoughts on special teams? I'm not a big fan of it so far. I think Britton Covey played okay on kick returns. I thought he played better on kick returns than punt returns. I'm not seeing much from him on punt returns still. So it looks like they're going to keep him on the roster from what it looks like. So they're going to give him more chances. Joe says 17-0 until proven otherwise. QLC says AJ Brown still had damn near 100 yards and rain leak. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Because Will said we got to lose. We got to lose because we sitting players because we will be that good. Yeah, I mean that's going to be another thing too. We might have a loss at the end of the year or a couple losses depending. Because if the Eagles clinch the East later in the season and they have to sit players out, so we'll see. Philly wants that we always get penalties on screenplays. Yeah, it sucks, man. But Dallas Goedert was really used mostly for screenplays. He had that one good catch middle of the field, like end of the fourth quarter when we needed that first down. I think that was the fourth down throw at the end of the game. Because AJ 90, yeah. So AJ Brown had 95 yards. He had a good day. It was a good day. Devontae Smith ended up getting hurt. It was that scared the crap out of me. And ever since Devontae Smith got hurt, I was really worried. He got out of the blue tent. He was perfectly fine. So the Devontae Smith getting hurt, it was a non-football, like non-contact injury. I got a little nervous there for a second. Kyle says, watching the Cardinals game, they are struggling against the Panthers. Jay says, Joey, it's October. It's spooky season, my favorite time of the year. Joe said, it doesn't matter how we won as long as we won. I get it. Chris says, Shakes Halloween ends in 12 days. Bro, I'm counting them down. You know it. You know it already. He said 400 for the reason. Tops of the NFL regardless. We got Vape said the Cards coach thinks he is in college. Derek said, I love the hate Hurts is getting. Make it even sweeter. Of course, he's going to get hate every single week. So Chris Smith says, don't you hold your breath when Covey is back there returning punts? Yeah, especially when it was raining, because it's raining. I was getting really nervous. That ball was like going in weird directions today because I feel like the higher you kick the ball, I feel like the wind can almost take it anywhere, so it's kind of nuts. Steven, I said, Ertz is Murray's number one receiver now. We got Freddie Hall says, Trey Sermon needs more carries. I can't agree more. I thought Trey Sermon was great. Even with the 2 carries he had, the one to the left, which he was he was so excited. He reminds me of Jay Ajayi so much. I don't know why. He's got that Punisher physical type of feel to him. And that one, he went up the middle, that it was the face mask one for more yards. So I like for the two carries he had, I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic and couldn't really complain. Devin White says dreams and nightmares in the locker room. Is that what they're doing? Because they definitely deserve to put that on. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army. We got Vape Ross Vape. Thank you so much, man, to the Shake Squad Soldier Tier. You're gonna love it here. I'm gonna have a couple videos on the Shake Squad Soldier Tier today. To give a couple videos, you'll see what they're gonna be. But I appreciate it so much, Vape. Thank you so much for joining the squad, dude. Let's see. We've got Shala Sharp says, first off, Max can never be out again because Scott is trash. Second, if Slay believes McPherson is the closest DB to his talent, we in trouble for the future. Yeah, he said that during training camp, and I said, I couldn't believe it that much. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. I think Josh Jobe and McPherson are like the two guys that, or at least Josiah Scott seems to have a lot of playing time now. So we have nothing to back up. Say if Bradbury leaves and Slay leaves after next year, we have nobody in the secondary that even qualifies to be a number 1 or a number 2 corner. That's just the truth to it all. You know what I mean? We got RB9 says, who dat? What happened to you today? What do you mean, who dat? What happened to you today in London? Free says, Slay could play with an arm injury, just cast it up. Yeah, I don't know about that. We got 1980 says, Cowboys ain't done. Can't wait till week 6. Bart Scott voice. Let me tell you something, okay? That's going to be probably the biggest game of the year, and it's really going to probably consider who's going to win the division, I guess. I don't know, because God knows what the Cowboys are going to do later on during the season. I understand both. I know the Cowboys schedule is very easy, and Dak Prescott's coming back, so that could be either a good thing, a bad thing. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited for Sunday night against the Cowboys Week 6. I'm pumped. Just special teams is not all about Covey, as the rest of the team cannot block for him or who else is back there. You have to admit that the coverage teams are doing well. No, coverage is good. But I think because Maddox was out, they took advantage of putting Christian Kirk in the slot a little bit. And on top of everything else, like Josiah Scott was thrown in there. And since Slay was out, it even made it worse. And Zach McPherson was in there, got beat on some double moves. Like, it didn't look great. I mean, they played on and off. They made some plays, didn't make plays. Like, it wasn't perfect, but I thought it was good enough to where, as long as we got the pressure makes the difference. Okay, you get pressure with this defensive line, which they did. Okay, like I said, Trevor Lawrence was only sacked 2 times in 3 weeks. You sacked him 4 times in 1 game. Okay, the Eagles brought the pressure. Cecil Burst has got to love the Saints dropping anything one. Yeah, it's better for us at the end of the day. Mike says we need to draft a cornerback early in the draft with Saints pick. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I'm not going to get into what's going to happen next year because we're still dealing with this year. But, if Bradbury walks, then maybe they have to get that future number 1 because Slay's only here for 1 more year, depending on an extension. They're definitely going to give an extension to Bradbury or Slay, or who knows, both. Who knows how much it's going to cost, but we'll see. JMB says, I'm less scared of Arizona than I was at Jacksonville today. Free says, Goddard seems to drop a lot of potential touchdowns. Yeah, that one that hurts through to him, it was a little bit behind, but it was definitely catchable. There's no doubt about it. He would have scored a touchdown on that. So that was definitely on him. RV says, we're winning the next 4 with Dalton and AK. I doubt that, dude. I mean, I would say you guys would, but right now, probably not. Bird's Eye View says Covey will probably be a better wide receiver than kick returner. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't know about that. Check my head. We got robbed in the 4th quarter. Carter Alex says Goddard drops definitely a little concerning, but all drops get a pass today. Big Z says, yo, what's up, Joey? I was at the game and the weather was brutal. Props to Jalen for making these throws, and crosswinds and sideways rain was crazy. It was a crazy, crazy day. I couldn't even imagine. I actually got offered a ticket. I got offered a ticket to go to the game, a free ticket to go to that game today, but I didn't go. So Vikings got lucky. Jay says they might get Dak next week. Yeah. Free says McPherson played good enough. I'm not bad, but not. Yeah, like I said, he's not fantastic, but he's not bad. So I mean, he's solid, but he will give up some yards. He will get, the double move has been his big thing with him. So Luggy says Cowboys suck. Eagles will smash on them. Cecil says Goddard always drops an easy touchdown or 2 every year. I get it. Mon says Covey has no moves. He's like 85 pounds. Experiment over. Jock says next week I'm a Seahawks fan versus Saints. Oh yeah. I'm excited for that game next week. I'm excited for it. Let's see here. We got Joseph says I can't wait for Dallas game in 2 weeks. I'm going to that game. We are sweeping them. Jay says, here's the thing with Covey. Who else would you put in? Boston Scott is hurt. Our starting receiver shouldn't be put in. Covey is solid enough to hold it down. Look, I'm fine with Covey holding it down. If Boston Scott wasn't hurt this past week, I've been trying to say to myself, ever since Boston Scott has been here, why haven't they put him on punt returns? He's a Darren Sproles 2.0. He's a small guy with a big lower body. Like, I don't get how they haven't put him on special teams or even given him a look. Or he says, Eagles looking good. Can't wait to play you guys. Yeah, we play very late in the season, so we'll see. And I think it's a home game. Jolo Mag, what's going on, dude? He says, get the contract ready for Hurts. I don't need to see anything more. All right, we got more season to go. He's playing really good. And really, under the situations we had today with the weather, thought he played really good. I thought he was fine. Other than that pick 6, the whole team was a mess in that first quarter. The first quarter was just a dud quarter. I mean, I could see that they were all frustrated. There was just no connection. They weren't in sync with each other. There was just a lot of things going wrong in that first quarter. So Barron says Miles Sanders was a killer today. Yeah, Miles Sanders played really good. 134 yards on 27 carries for 2 touchdowns. He had a fantastic day today. And well, like I said, a big run game today with bad weather is more expected that they give Miles 20. I don't think they give him 27 carries every game like that, but it's nice to see that they gave him the ball a lot. Even Nick Sirianni at the press conference was like, "No, Miles Sanders is our number 1 running back." He even made sure that he was saying that. So. Steele says special teams have been bad for years. Might be in time for a new philosophy. Yeah, Michael Clay has got to go. Michael Clay has definitely got to go. I'm not a fan of Michael Clay. He's got to get out of here. He's got to get out of here. Mario says Patriots QB's name is Zap. Cyrus says Bradbury and Edwards need extensions. Yeah, they might. I don't know, man. I think Bradbury is going to love to play here, depending on how much money he wants next year. But if they get something done with Bradbury, I'd be very happy with it. Joseph Day says Dallas back end of their schedule is easier than the front, but we will win the division. Savvy says love the aggressive play calls on 4th down. Coaches believe in the players way more. No, Nick is just Nick don't care. I love Nick. The more every game passes by, I love Nick Sirianni every single time. I love it because he has no filter during games. Like, he doesn't care. He'll say whatever the hell he wants. But secondly, he's aggressive. And he trusts in his players. Okay, that's the number one thing. He trusts in his players. So when you see your coach saying, "Yeah, we're going for it," like even that last one they did when they went for it on 4th down, they showed him. He's like, "Go for it!" Like that was it. Like there was no hesitation on if they were going for it or not. Jeff said, "I meant to say that way we punt or kick off the special teams play is good." Jeff says MRI scheduled for Milana and pay in the locker room by reports. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Look, if Driscoll's got to take over that left tackle spot, I'm fine with it because I think he played really good today. The beginning when he just got into the game, because he hasn't had any reps, really, just practice. But I thought he struggled in the beginning. He was getting pushed back a little bit. But Driscoll, I thought, played really good. Opeta at right guard played really good. The Eagles got depth for a reason, guys. The trenches is what keeps this team alive. So Joseph says Green Bay is not. No, I watched a little bit of that game before I got home, but Green Bay doesn't look good. They really don't look good at all. Barron says, really hope Milata's okay. If not, we need Dillard back next week. No, I think you could put in. I mean, Dillard's going to come by next week after not playing for a few weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen. But if Dillard is back, I mean, I think what's his face is going to be fine at left tackle. Driscoll's going to be fine at left tackle. I got no problem with it. Jose Serrano says Cowboys are irrelevant. Our focus should be Arizona and Arizona only. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the Cowboy fans want their attention that they won a game against Washington. Who cares? I don't give a crap. Like, this is how we run our team. Like, we are taking care of business every single week. We take care of business. We don't have to worry about anything. Nobody's going to win games for us besides us, okay? The only way the Eagles lose games is if we shoot ourselves in the foot every single week. And the Eagles really showed how resilient this team is. You want that game where there's adversity, you got it in this game, being down 2 touchdowns, and they came back in bad weather to win the game. That's just the truth to it all. Roberts is proud of this team entirely backups game. We continued to thrive. Great work, coaches. Greg Miller says, oh, my brother, testify. Jock says, I hate Kyle Murray. We have to destroy him. Yeah, he's going to be an issue for us, I think, but we'll see. Well, says, I hate Mahomes, but please destroy the Bucks. Mark says, Dalton and Jameis are handing Howie the first selection in the first round in the 2023 NFL Draft. How about that? Cecil says, TJ Edwards is not getting enough love. He's been lights out since week 1. Yeah, I don't think TJ Edwards gets love at all. I mean, he's playing at a Pro Bowl level right now, so I get it. Jay says, actually, I forgot. We need to give props to our boy Jake Elliott. Besides the one miss, he was nailing the field goals in this weather. And even if he got hurt, he made a field goal and kickoff. Yeah, got to give him respect as well. I can't blame kickers when it's raining out. I just can't. It's tough. When there's rain and there's 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, it's not easy. It's just you don't practice like that all year in the rain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't practice. You know what I mean? I get it, but I can't put too much on a kicker when it's you have rain with wind. Nigga says Covey scored the holy hell out of me when he's back there. It scares the crap out of me. We got Michael Odell who says, hey, Joey, I was at the game. She was well. I bet it was, man. I hope you had a good time. And I'm glad that when you go to a game in bad weather, come out with a win. It must feel good to go to that game. Afterwards, you feel better about going to a game when it's, really bad with weather. So I get it. We got Rogue N7 Dragon says Green Bay is losing to New England. That's nuts. Jock, 347 people here. Push the like and subscribe, guys. There's 378 in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed, we cover the Eagles every day. We stream every game every week. We have 4 streams every weekend. Okay. Every single day. You want more Eagles content, you're getting it every single day. Check the memberships in the pinned comment, like the stream. Let's try to get the stream to over 200 likes if we can, guys. Hit the like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. We just hit over 19,000 subscribers early this morning, which was fantastic. So I appreciate everybody for the support. Margaret Spike says, I love this team. They just get better every year. Astro says, love Sanders, but want to see more Trey Sermon. Yeah, I get it, dude. But, Miles Sanders is eager to run, man. We need to use as much Miles Sanders as possible. 134 yards for Miles Sanders on 17 carries is a really good day with 2 touchdowns. Can't even explain it. Dave said, everyone chill with Covey. Our block sucks. The kid has the just the speed of the NFL. I wonder how many of the all-timing rap can return a ball. I can't. That's definite. Remo says, I was encouraged to see him a lot of back out there, at least doing blocking drills. I see he might be able to get back. Can't be too bad. Yeah, he was hitting the bag. Somebody was holding up one of those, those dummy bags, and he was hitting it. So I don't think it was that. Who knows? I don't think it was that bad, but, we'll see. Jay says, did you see Nick Sirianni yelling at Philly Farmers? You yell at him. He said Shakes Hurts even knows how to dress right for a press conference, unlike Wentz. Yeah, I think his wife picks his suits. I think his wife does his suits or something like that. That's what happens. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. We got a super chat from Eagles Army Down Under. Thank you so much, man. He said, this win was impressive. We that good. Yeah. Look, I'm going to say it over and over again. I've said it a million times in the stream already. You want to see a game with adversity, you got it. This team being down 2 touchdowns. People are complaining about we were down 2 touchdowns. Okay. And what happened at the end of the game? How did it turn out? The Eagles rose above the adversity and took care of business in a bad weather game. That's how it is. Scotty says, congrats on the comeback win today, and my Giants won. Yeah, look, Carson Wentz was horrible today. The Washington Commanders were horrible. Dallas won, and the Giants won today. So, it's a good day for the NFC East. 3 teams won today, so it was good. So he says, Joey, thanks for the platform and event. Or crow about the birds. That's what I do every single week. What you're getting with this channel is full emotion. I don't go with the trend. I go with what I think, and that's it. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, I'm right, I'm wrong, whatever the case may be, that's what you're getting with this channel every single week. All year long. Joe says, but Sanders was cooking. We have to feed the hot hand. That's what it is, man. That's what they did. Richie says, love it that Rodgers is losing to Zap. Jay says, how Max doing? Any more news? There's nothing right now, as I could see. There's nothing right now. Rogue says, right now I am more worried about Steelers with Kenny Pickett starting now. I think they're a lot better. Free says, I love Nick's aggressiveness, but we could have went up 2 scores in that 4th down, the field goal, but went up for it and didn't get it. I think that's too aggressive. Yeah, look. Because the Eagles didn't want to kick, I think the Eagles want to score a touchdown instead of kick the field goal. I get it. They want to go for 2. They want to just score and try to go for 2 if that was the case. But they ended up kicking another field goal at the end of the 4th quarter, and they got it, thank God. But yeah, he was aggressive. He was really aggressive. But in a weather game like this, you have to be, because you can't. You just got to sometimes. Remo says, my only minor complaint, Sipos just has no touch on his punts. Can't pin anyone really deep inside. No, some of them, we're on the half, we were on the half, on the 50, maybe the 45, 48, something like that. We punt the ball and he can't even get it inside the 10. Some of them are pretty bad. Jimmy says, yo, Joey, we won every type of way. That's what I'm saying, man. They got to keep this thing going. Jeff says, name one good team that led and dominated from start to finish every game they played. No, there's no teams that do that. There's always going to be those games where you're going to struggle, man. That's just the way it is. Jay says, breaking news, the 2003 NFL draft, top 10, the Eagles select Joey Shakes. He's a lookalike of Lane Johnson, so don't get confused. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. I still don't get the resemblance, but I guess it's a compliment at the end of the day. Kirk says, hey, where are the only undefeated team in the NFL, baby? That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about. T-Puff says, see what happens when they don't drop Reddick into coverage. I know. Keep him on the edge. He is a weapon. He's a weapon. Literally a weapon. We got Joshua Simber says, Shakes, the defense carried us this game, 5 turnovers. Without our defense playing phenomenal, I think we lose this game. But it's a team game, though. That's why I don't get, I don't get that. With a game where you're not, yeah, but who is scoring for us? Yeah, we get turnovers, but at the end of the day, who's got to win the game? The offense does. We didn't get pick sixes today. We didn't have 3 pick sixes today. So that comment right there, that's what I don't get. It's a pick-me-up type game. I thought they were balanced on both sides. I thought as the game went on, they started to get balanced. If you need a little bit of help from your defense, it's totally fine. But if your offense is getting 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, your defense gets tired and you could lose the game. So I can't complain about that whatsoever. It's a team game at the end of the day. $3 says Giants are so fraud. Daniel Jones is trash. 3-1 will turn into 3-3 fast. Bay says, hey, Joey, happy 4-0, baby. Go Birds. I'm ready to go, man. Sky says Giants going to beat the Packers next week. That's going to be interesting if they can actually do that. If the Giants could do that, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool. Rio Mart says, we are the class of the league. Slatter says, Reddick looked great considering the conditions. It's a lot of things look great considering the conditions. Don't get me wrong. LP Cobra says, I wrote in the exact chat a couple months ago that Sanders will go off this year. And, dude, you were right because he is having a fantastic few weeks. And, look, I could say this to be nitpicking. Oh, well, it rains, so, Miles wouldn't have the yards today. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that because, we have to work with whatever's going to work. You know what I mean? Miles Sanders wouldn't have 134 yards today if it wasn't for the rain. I get it. But, we can't nitpick at stuff like that. It's a win. The Eagles faced adversity, and they dominated today. They did a good job today, okay? I'm not going to say total domination, but they came back and they won the game today. So, Richie says, need to get Philly 500 against Arizona next Sunday. Joe said, excellent comeback win today. When I says, what do you think about our linebacker situation? I think it's fine. I mean, I've had no issues with the linebacker situation. I haven't complained about the linebacker situation. TJ Edwards playing on a Pro Bowl level. Kaiser White playing great. I've had no issues at all. Nakobe Dean is going to wait for his turn because Nick and Gannon is going to deal with the hot hand right now. Just like if Miles Sanders is running the football and he's getting positive yards every time he gets the ball in his hands, you're going to keep running with him. If your linebackers every single game are playing at a high level and they're showing productivity every single game, you're not going to bench anybody and just put Nakobe Dean in there just because. Jose Serrano says, Miles Sanders, who we thought he would be coming out of Penn State behind Barkley. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. Even though Barkley's still having a good year this year, no doubt, still having a great year. First year healthy for Barkley. So, AS555, I really like this roster. Lawrence was bad. Yeah, he did. I mean, look, we took away a lot of those first reads, which was good. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't throw over 20 yards. Before this game, he didn't throw a pass over 20 yards. The completion chart, look at his completion chart. It's literally most of his passes, besides 2 to 1 to 1 from 30 to 40 to 50, 60 yards. He doesn't throw over 20-yard passes. He just doesn't. That's just the way it is. Free says, Cameron Johnston, come back and save us, please. Kirk says, how did Covey do? I didn't watch the game. Covey was better on kick returns. Covey had a kick return to the 30-yard line. I mean, that was really it. He didn't really do much on punt returns at all. I mean, nothing much. I mean, to be honest with you. Rogue 7 Jared, Giants beat the Packers. Then I say they're playing well. They have not beat great teams. Well, that's what people are saying about us, and that's what people are saying about the Cowboys. So, obviously, whatever our schedule is, it doesn't matter. So, we'll see. Rio said, I thought Covey was much better today. Had a couple nice returns. Reed says, Covey on kick return 3 attempts, 23. PR 2 attempts, average 1. Yeah, the kick returns because on kick returns, he has more space. Kick returns, you're going to have space. If the blocking is just somewhat okay, he's going to have more space on kick returns regardless. Punt returns are horrible. The blocking is horrible, and Covey just hesitates way too much on those punt returns. That's just me. That's just how I think about it. Jay Young said, we were always in the 21 when Sipo's punted. Honest opinion, do you think we get another punter in free agent and draft? Honest opinion, what do you think? They could move on from him. I mean, they could move on from him after this year, so we could see. Reggie says 24-24 tie, Pats and Packers. Next, Alex says great teams will find a way to win close games. I totally agree. AJ Styles says let's go Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, win 4-0. Bay says on to Arizona, who I hear are having internal conflicts. Ooh, I see. Rigo March says, so glad to see us finally score in the second half. Joseph says, if the Giants can stop the run, they could beat the Packers. Stud says, I thought Doug Skeeterson and Trevor Bournes was going to pull it off. Free says, if Sanders continues to play like you, do you think the chance of Howie resigning him goes up? It's tough, dude. Like, you're not going to be able to re-sign everybody. You're not going to be able to sign Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Hargrave, Miles Sanders, like Jalen Hurts. Like, there's just, look, the cap can be manipulated because Howie can work around the cap, but there's no way he's going to be able to sign everybody. It's not going to happen. You're going to lose players after this year. I think Miles Sanders is going to be one of those players we lose after this year. I do, because we'll see. Jason said, I'm kind of odd that Miles Sanders has 2 touchdowns. I feel like they're not running it off. I get we have all these running backs besides Boston Scott, but he has 2 touchdowns. I don't get what that means. Joe said if it wasn't raining, Hurts would have 400 yards. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. We could just say, oh, well, if it wasn't raining, Hurts would have had 400 yards. If it wasn't, raining, Miles Sanders wouldn't have got the ball that many times. He wouldn't have had 134 yards. Like, I get it. Joe Max said, hey, Joey, has Gannon figured out how to use Reddick because he has been disrupted in the last 2 games? Yeah, I think so. I think you're starting to see, like, stop dropping him into coverage as much and put him as an edge rusher. He will do damage. He puts one hand on that quarterback, he loses the ball. Just 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles for Hassan Reddick today. Fantastic today. Jarvis, I'm praising our defense. I'm not trashing our offense, just saying positive things about our defense. Just because you praise one side of the ball doesn't mean you're being negative about the other. I understand that. And there's, you could talk about it in different ways. It just depends how you word it, because how it sounded like is that the offense was the only reason the offense was successful is because the defense got us out of some sticky situations, which what they're supposed to do. It's what they're supposed to do as of right now. So I get it, dude. I totally get it. Jay says, Boston Scott hasn't got any snaps, so correct me if I'm wrong. He only had like 2 snaps last game. Last game, he only had like 2 snaps. He doesn't get much. So if you're not using Boston Scott that much, put him as a punt returner. I don't get what the problem is. Like the Darren Sproles, look, with the Saints, he was a kick returner and a punt returner. He returned punts for the Saints. Why haven't you used Boston Scott on punt returns? I don't get it. Training camp, they put him at punt return for a little bit early in training camp, but that was it. Damian Francisco, what's up, dude? He said this was Reddick and Sanders' breakout game like Smith last week. I totally agree. Totally agree with that. LB says that Dillard injured, he didn't come back. Yeah, he's injured with the stress fracture. So he did some individual work at practice this past week. So hopefully by next week he will be healthy, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to throw Dillard in a game being off like a week and a half. I don't know. I don't know if Dillard's going to come right in. Driscoll might be the guy. Driscoll might be the guy at left tackle next week if Mulata can't come in. So Steele says, I never did. I actually picked the Eagles to win big today before seeing the weather being all crazy. Even down 14 points, I was telling people to relax, that Eagles just need to settle down. In my live chat today, you know how many Eagle fans gave up on this game? Gave up. They just gave up on the game. Like, we were down 14-0 in the first quarter, and people were like, oh, it's over, it's done. I'm like, dude, how do you give up that damn easily? You just started not even 10 minutes watching a football game. I just didn't get it, man. Shows that I thought Doug Skeeterson and Trevor Lawrence were going to pull it out today. Bay says, I agree. I would love to see Nakobe play, but why fix what's not broken? It's working. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's only going to get better next year. It's not that you just can't. They can't just put more work and be like, oh, we need to try to get Nakobe Dean involved as well as our other linebackers. They can only put so many players in, but if they're playing at a high level right now, why mess it up? Not saying that they don't like Boston Scott. They love Boston Scott. Boston Scott is the future of these linebackers, okay? That is the definite truth. At the end of the day, guys, like, God forbid someone gets injured, we have depth at linebacker with Nakobe Dean sitting there, okay? So it's always a good thing to have him there. Eagles went all out with linebackers. After Alex Singleton was released, they went out and got Kaiser White with TJ Edwards already playing at a high level. This is probably his best season yet. Pro Bowl level, Pro Bowl caliber season right now. That's how crazy it is. That's how nuts it is right now. Mike says, how many sacks did Reddick have and how many does he have for the season? I think he's got 3. I think that would be 3 for the season so far. He had 1 last game against Washington. He had so he had 1 against Washington. He had 2 sacks this game, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. So that, I think he has 3 right now. Jason, what was that Trevor Lawrence fault when it was 4th and 3 and he fumbled the ball, or was that Fletcher Cox? It was Trevor Lawrence. He dropped it. He dropped the ball, and when he went to go for the ball on the ground, he missed it, and Fletch went down and grabbed it. So that would have been bad. If Trevor didn't drop the ball, he would have thrown it to wide open to one of the receivers that was wide open on the right side. It would have been 21-0. It would have been 21-0. And that would be a hard hole to get out of. So Ace says, with the money we have now, how can we use that on top of the new money in the new year? Well, right now, like, we're just going to be above water right now. By next year, the Eagles should have $30 to $45 million in cap space, but more moves are going to be made. A Hargrave extension could get you 12 to 13 million in cap space on top of the extension. So Howie will work his magic. I'm not worried about the contract stuff because Howie knows how to get it done. There are loopholes to a lot of things. So I think he can get a lot done. 3.5 sacks. Lloyd B says, I was happy to see the Eagles run successfully when D knew that they were running against a good D and with 2 offensive linemen out. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Freddie says, could we trade for returning like Tavon Austin with a low round draft? I don't know, dude. It depends. Like, if there's a practice squad out there, if there's somebody on practice squad or somebody that's on a roster that someone's willing to give up that's playing good on special teams, like if someone's playing well on special teams for a certain team right now, you're not going to be able to pry them off a roster. I mean, it's going to be tough this year. I mean, next year might be the year they're going to have to change that up a little bit. Yo, Kenny, what's going on, dude? Yeah, we won, bro. We are 4-0 right now. 4-0, dude. Couldn't be any happier, man. Could not be any happier about it. Eagles of Land says Micah Parsons has 4 sacks, 0 in his last 2 games. And we'll find out, man. We'll see what he's all about in the next coming weeks. Don said, not to mention, we currently hold the number 3 draft pick. Barron said A.J. Brown already has 400 yards on the year. How are you, mad genius? Oh, A.J. Brown has been fantastic. I mean, he had 95 yards in this game. But this is more of a run game today. I mean, with this weather, with the weather and how it was permitting, and we were kind of looking at this weather and saying, it's going to be more of a run game. But we can't run against the Jags. Oh, we freaking did, guys. We grew a pair of balls and we ran against the damn Jags. So Sanders has 3 touchdowns on the season. I think so. Elby says, or we could give up Sanders and go for Jacobs and free agent or potential cheaper. He fits Philly well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Jeff says, love that Miles said about being 4-0. He said, now we have a chance to be 5-0. Perfect answer. Exactly. You're not getting it. They're not getting too ahead of themselves. That's why when people ask me, do you think they're getting cocky? Do you think they're too, filling themselves up? I'm like, no, they're not. They're not getting cocky about anything right now. They're literally where they want to be right now. They're taking one game at a time. They're not looking ahead to the playoffs. They're not looking ahead to the Super Bowl, division title, or nothing like that. You got to take care of games week by week, and that's what they're doing. Get to 1-0. Get to 1-0 every week. Crespo says, I'm glad Dallas is winning. That will make October 13th that much more fun when we get them EAGLS. Yeah, Eagles, dude. I'm pumped, man. It's going to be a good month. Jay Chung says, okay, you name Miles Sanders, you name Kaiser White, T. Edwards, and Jalen Hurts. One of those guys gets their contract first, I think. Well, yeah, of course they're going to sign their quarterback. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they could sign somebody else first and then sign Hurts. It doesn't matter who they sign first. I mean, if there's a plan to sign multiple guys, and if the news comes out that they sign somebody else first instead of Hurts, it doesn't mean anything. Baron Gonzalez said, love that Reddick went for the strip set. I love it, man. Every time he puts his hand out there, he always does a good job. So Fantastic. Freddie says, I think we overhated Gann at the start of the season. He's settled in well, and I think he may be up for a head coaching job. Even Steichen, you could lose both of these coaches, but I think Nick is going to be able to keep one of them here. I think Nick is going to be able to keep Steichen here. If I would have to say, he'd probably be able to keep Steichen. They're very close. They've worked together multiple years. They've worked together before in the past, so I think maybe that could happen. We'll see, though. Sean Gunn says, so Shakes, do you still think Trash Scott's still the best QB in NFC East? Well, right now, no, because he's not the star on the Dallas Cowboys right now. It's Cooper Rush. Depends if Kellen Moore knows how to use Cooper Rush a lot better. Seems like everything is working a lot smoothly with I don't know if Zach Martin's hurt. Apparently, I heard he was hurt, so I don't know what's going on with that. Frieza, didn't we put Scott at returner a few years ago and fumbled a bunch? I don't know if we did. I don't remember if we did. Lloyd B said, this is an elite team. Each week, someone else steps up. Jay says, okay, you name Miles Sanders, you name Cousin. Right. Kirk says, Covey will develop. Just watch. Get you, Joey. Now let's get to our fifth win and hope our players back from injuries. That's all that matters, dude. Jay said, could James Bradbury get another contract now? He's on like a 1-year contract. Oh, yeah, they can extend him if they want. It's really up to them what they want to do. Yeah, Covey was at kick return. He played better at kick return than punt return. I think he's a better kick return. He got to the 30-yard line. He went around the whole pile of people. He got to the 30-yard line, so I was happy. He ran back 30 yards, so I couldn't really complain. LB said, I wish Trey Sermon gets more snaps. He looks explosive and hard to tackle today. No joke, man. I think he is. I think he is. Doc said, I'm proud of Covey today. Smith and Weston says, not very excited. Hurts is who I thought he was. If he faces any competent defenses, Eagles will be one and done, and we'll need to draft a QB. Well, dude, then I don't know why you're watching the Eagles then if you're not excited. I don't know. Like I think the Jags have a good defense. I think they're very scrappy. They got pressure on Hurts today. I mean, they got pressure on him in a really bad weathered game today, and I thought he handled himself really well. So I mean, the only time we're going to see him face a competent team is in the playoffs. And you know what? Where they're going to have to prove themselves yet again. I mean, the Eagles can get the Eagles, if they play the way they're playing right now throughout the whole year, they can get the first seed. They'll have home playoff advantage. I mean, I think they could get it done. I mean, it's early, but they keep playing like this, it's going to turn a lot of heads. Ray said, listen, we are winning games and by taking advantage of what the other team is giving us. That's how great teams win. We are a total team right now. Special teams need improvement. I totally agree. Free says, casual Eagles fans, honest to God, pissed me off. Jadis says, okay, Joe, you think the Kobe Dean going to play middle linebacker? What other positions could he play? I mean, they can move him at any linebacker spot. I don't know if they'll put him anywhere else. I mean, I don't want to put him as a safety. I could maybe see him being a safety. Like if I wanted to if you want me to cross train him somewhere else, it'd probably be safety, but I wouldn't do it. Spike said because the weather was bad, it's hard to score in that type of. It is. It's hard to kick. It's hard to throw. It's hard to have clear vision as a quarterback. It's tough. It's not easy as everyone thinks. I've played in the rain and it sucks. It sucks. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, it don't matter. But Midwest said people acting like Eagles winning multiple Trevor Lawrence turnovers solidified Jalen Hurts. Yeah, but the Eagles are 4-0. And the Eagles were down 2 touchdowns. So as a team win, the Eagles won as a team today. Here's what I'm getting. There is no quarterback out there that can get it done all by themselves. There's nothing out there. The label of, Jalen Hurts didn't do anything or Jalen Hurts needs weapons. We said that about Dak Prescott the year before. Okay, we said that about Dak Prescott and how he needed weapons and he needs weapons to play good. You need weapons to play good. You have to use what's around you to be a good quarterback. There's no quarterback that can get it done all by themselves with nothing around them. It's almost impossible. Okay, so the Eagles are 4-0, which damn sure you didn't think that the Eagles were going to be 4-0. There's no way you thought that going into this year. Okay, don't backtrack. Don't do any of that. We'll see it. We're in the playoffs this year. That's just the truth. Simple as that. Barron says, Eagles Atlanta, let hope that Saints keep on losing and get us at least a top 10 pick. Joshua says, T.J. Edwards is having a hell of a year. I really hope we are able to re-sign him. He's arguably the best player on our defense. Joe says, if you can't see Hurts got better, then go to the doctor and get your eyes checked. Smith and Wesson. Jay says nuts and like food and like nuts like crazy. What is going on today? Cecil says exactly, Joey. Joey, it's 4 quarters. Eagles have had slow starts in most of the games. Combined with weather, Eagles can score points. So I was literally on Twitter saying, what is wrong with having a slow start? What is wrong with that? I don't get it. Because we're undefeated. Why? Because we have to be strong for 4 quarters. It doesn't happen that way every game. It never does. What you get out of your football team, how they respond is like the most important thing. That's the most important thing to these games. True that. I mean, I'm not wrong about that. I said they were down. Look, they were down 2 touchdowns, and I said, okay, let's see if they could pull themselves. If they pull, look, if we never see this team behind in games, how do we know? How do we know that they could do it? When it happens, it happens, and it happened this game. They were down by 2 touchdowns, and they fought back. Two consecutive touchdowns. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this team has a lot more to offer. It has a lot more to offer, man. Kay says, I didn't give up on Eagles, just letting it rolling into this win streak going. Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. We got Joe says it only takes 1 point to win. So he says Bradbury has excelled. Totally agree. I think he's been shut down as a number 2. Not too much on his plate. Gave up over 800 yards for the Giants last year. Hasn't been a Pro Bowler. He's having a Pro Bowl caliber year. Edwards, Slay, and Bradbury. Even you want to add Maddox in there too. Add Maddox in there too. You might have, I'd say 3 potential Pro Bowlers defensively, but I think you got 4. And obviously, depending on what Hassan Reddick does the rest of the year this year, and Brandon Graham, because they've been playing, and Josh Sweat, they've all been playing great. Bo says, do we still keep a close eye on Jonathan Gannon, or do we have complete faith in him? Seems like someone's got after him in Detroit and things have gotten look upset. No, I don't, I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I'm good with Gannon. All hail Gannon. Like, I'm not into Jonathan Gannon at all, like right now. Like, there are some things that kind of pissed me off in some games. Like today, like they played some prevent, and there were some things like some of the players, like there were some blown coverages today for big chunk yards. But at the end of the day, like, I take it game by game again. I'm not saying I don't trust him or I trust him, but I'm right in the middle where I'm like, he's doing what he has to do. I get it. Just on says a tough returning with no blocking. Yeah, the special teams suck. You want to hear what sucks? The special teams suck. It's bad. It's horrible. El Yeepa, what's going on? He says, awesome win, Joey. Dude, it was a great win. I'm losing my voice right now. I can't even talk right now. Joe says Duval got sick. Philly 0024. Yeah, he got sick, man. I don't know what happened to that man. LB says Jordan Davis has applied so much pressure this year. He looks great. Yeah, he's been probably one of the top. He's probably a top 10 defensive tackle against the run right now. Like, no joke. He had that one tackle in the backfield today, which he looked fantastic. Then he ran to the sideline. I don't know if he got tired. I make a joke about that all the time because I think he gets tired all the time, but we got to show that Mix says, what is your opinion on CJ Gardner-Johnson so far? I mean, look, there's some, I think he played some nickel today. He was at safety today. So they kind of moved him around a little bit today, but he was playing safety. So I think he's fine. Like, he's working for another contract after this year. Like, he's been with the team for a few weeks, I think he's going to get better over time. So, I mean, look, hasn't been like a big eye opener or anything like that, but I think he's solid. I think it's what we need next to Marcus Epps. So I think he's good. I think he's fine. I think he's solid. I'm not saying he's playing like a Pro Bowl or anything, but I think he's doing enough. And I think he's playing solid. So Brandon Howard says, all I care about right now is crushing Dallas, like blowing them out, embarrassing them. I want to bury them and take away any sense that could win the division. I'm taking this dude game by game. I'm not putting my focus on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. When we get to that week, we will get to it. Okay. We will get to that week. Della Harris says, we 4-13, still we 5-12 in the mindset to have. Joel says, who do you think the Eagles going to use the franchise tag on? I don't know if they'll use on. I don't know if they'll use on anybody, to be honest. Jalen Hurts? Probably not. That's too much money. Probably not. I don't know. Kenny says, now we got to focus on next opponent of the Redbirds of Arizona. But yeah, we got to take one step at a time. Like, we are not greedy. Like, take one game at a time. That's how I do it, man. That's how I do it every single week. I don't look way ahead. And that's just the truth. So the Eagles didn't use the tag last year. No, they did not. Joe says, Zach Martin rolled his ankle. Jav Rivers says, what up, Joey? What's going on, Jav? What's going on, dude? I'm losing my voice, but how you doing? I can't talk right now. Kyle says, let's focus on Arizona. I'm going to enjoy this win for another day. Usually you enjoy your win for another day. So once tomorrow comes, I'm going to enjoy it. And then once Tuesday hits, that's when I get set for Arizona. Jay says, I'm sorry, but Quez Watkins had a quiet game, but at least, that's going to happen. Devontae Smith had 17 yards today. That's it. Devontae Smith had 17 yards. A.J. Brown had 95. Because of the weather, you had to change your game plan a little bit. It definitely affected our game plan going to this game throughout the week, that the weather was going to get bad and the Eagles had to switch up what they were doing. So they pretty much said, look, if it rains and the wind is gusting around, then you're going to have to run a little bit more. And that's just what it is. Brandon Howard says, buddy is acting like it wasn't windy and pouring. Barrett says, I wish Quez was getting more. Quez is fine, man. Every game, like, this was Hassan Reddick's breakout game and Miles Sanders' breakout game. This was the breakout game for your starting running back and your weapon at defensive end. That's what's made the difference so far. Philly 0-2 to Trey Sermon looked like Jay Ajayi out there. He did. Even the 2 carries, I was really, I want to use so much more of him. Like, I love having physical backs. I love it. Haven't had since Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount. Missed those days, and I want a guy like Trey Sermon to give that defense the sermon. You know what I mean? That's what I want. So, Jazz, I think the rain rested up for both quarterbacks. Well, no, it messed up for, definitely, 100%. The Eagles didn't fumble the ball, thank God. We didn't make any stupid mistakes. I was kind of afraid a couple times that we were going to muff a punt or we were going to Jalen Hurts had that one bad snap. That was really it. Kelsey, had a bad snap. He wasn't even prepared for it, and it just hit him, and that was it. So Joe says, if you're not excited about Hurts, how can you call yourself an Eagle? I don't know. Like, I don't get, until they face a real team, I ain't going to be excited. So, what, you're not going to enjoy football? You're going to be a miserable freaking prick all year? Okay, then be a miserable prick. We're going to enjoy ourselves. You guys be miserable pricks. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, perfectly fine. Whatever you want to do. Still over that says we got banged up this game. Yeah, we got banged up. Look, Devontae Smith came back. I think Slade's going to be fine for next week. Mulata gets the MRI. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm fine with Driscoll being at left tackle. Dillard might be back next week as well. I'm not worried about left tackle that much. Give him some rest if you need to give Mulata some rest. Isaac Samalo is one I'm kind of going to be looking at. The more serious one I think is going to be Isaac Samalo. Okay, if Samalo is out, I am fine with putting Opeta in there. Opeta has a lot of starting experience. He's got a lot of starting experience as of right now. So not really worried about it too much. Not worried. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army. We got Godzilla. What's going on, Godzilla? Welcome to the Shake Squad Soldier Tier, man. Extra content. We're going to have extra content today for the Shake Squad Soldier Tier, so definitely tune in for that video. A couple videos out tonight. He says, I don't know what happened to my membership. Yeah, I think it's because, I don't know. I think for some reason, I don't know. I feel like it logs you out of it or it cancels it on its own or something. I don't know. That could be the reason why. So I'm not really sure, but I appreciate you coming back though. That no doubt. Appreciate you coming back. Oh yeah. Let's do this up. We got K Guns. Official says Hurts was the better QB out there today. He threw for more yards. Sure, he has less touchdowns, but that's because we have an elite run game and a Pro Bowl type running back and Sanders when healthy. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. I wasn't expecting Jalen Hurts to have 330 yards today. I was expecting a little over. I said 220. I said 220 to 230 yards. So he had a little over 200 today, which I was expecting because we're going to run the ball. So we'll see. City Family says Jurgen's ready. All right, so Samalo is out. I totally forgot. I mentioned this actually during the live stream. Is Jurgen's going to be going in? Because originally before Jason Kelsey got hurt, originally before Jason Kelce got his elbow cleaned up with the surgery, I should say. Juergens was supposed to play guard. He was supposed to actually compete for guard, the right guard spot. But when he had the surgery, when Kelce had the surgery, he stepped right in. So I think it would be great to see Juergens play. I mean, he might get playing time now, and I have no issue with it. You get him playing time till Samalo gets back in a few weeks or whatever this injury is with Samalo. We'll find out tomorrow what's going on, but it should be interesting. Well, we will see. We got South D who says, if Jalen Hurts the best QB in the league so far, I think he's playing. I think he's one of the top. He's a top 5 QB right now. I think he's playing really well. You don't make it to NFC Player of the Month for no reason. You make that because you're the best the best quarterback out of the whole month in the NFC, obviously. But down the road, we'll see, man. We'll see. There's a lot more games to play. It's still yet to be determined, but he's playing at a very high level. From what's given to him every single week, we will see. We will see. Free Harlow says, I don't know why people are complaining about slow starts because we sure as hell didn't have a slow finish. No, that's what I'm saying. We're acting like we had a slow start the whole entire game. We've seen the Eagles last year play horrible. Okay, that's what I'm saying. How can you be so freaking ungrateful watching last year? Look how he looked last year. We still made the playoffs. And then you look at what the hell's given to you this year. You're 4-0, and you're still complaining about if Jalen Hurts isn't the guy or the offense didn't put enough points or, the first quarter, we were slow in the first quarter. We have to fix that. Really, dude? Come on now. I get it. We're nitpicking at stuff, but Jesus, we're 4-0 right now. Oh, my God. We're 4-0. That is it. Jay said, Eagles are an elite team. We are 4-0 for a reason. He says, pretty good passing and those conditions. Wind, rain, heavy pass rush, pressure. Nice job, Hurts. Yeah, I mean, look, how can I complain about it? So Driscoll and Opita did well. Joseph says, it's how you finish, not how you start. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Gig Guns officials, the only QB that's played better than so far Josh Allen. They've whiffed a win versus the Dolphins with a Cowboys-like choke. Wesley Alexander said, I think Trey Sermon should be the running back 3. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be really tough as the weeks go on because if Dillard comes back, they have to cut another player. Are they cutting Covey? What are they doing? I really want to have 4 running backs this year. If you're not going to use Boston Scott, put him on punt returns. He had 2 snaps against Washington. I'm not getting much out of it. I know Boston Scott can play, don't get me wrong. But if you're not going to use him as a running back, use him for something else and have Trey Sermon in there as your number 3. If that's what you want to do. That's what I'm going to say about it. We got a True Chat from Sticks94. He says, we want Dallas. Go Birds. Yeah, dude. I'm taking it game by game, man. I don't give a crap about the Dallas Cowboys. We're taking care of our own business right now. That's all that matters, and that's all that matters. All that matters right now. Appreciate the Super Chat very much, man. We have 308 in the chat. We've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. We have the Philly Shakedown tonight as well, so should be a lot of fun. Very excited for that. If you guys haven't subscribed, you're new. We stream every game every week. We have Eagles content every single day. We have 4 streams every weekend. Cover the Eagles all year. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. We just hit over 19,000 subs this morning. 19,000 subscribers. Holy crap, guys. The support has been unreal. Thank you so much. Like the stream. Let's get the stream over 200 likes. I actually don't even know how many likes is over. I haven't checked since I've been ranting for the past hour. It's at 196. Let's get the stream to over 200 likes. And we're at 196. A few more likes. Let's get over that, over to 200. Over 200. Thank you so much, guys. LP Cobra says, people got to stay humble. Stop saying so-and-so should get more targets and touches. Don't fix what ain't broke. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Okay? There's people out there that nitpick at a lot of stuff. And as a content creator, I have to nitpick at things that didn't work, things I didn't like. That's just part of being a content creator. I can't say everything was perfect. I could say this and this, but a win like this in the rain, being down 2 touchdowns, like how can I even complain about that? How can I complain about that? I can't. I really can't complain. Jason, Trey Sermon is something special. So crazy the Niners dropped him. He's played 1 year. Crazy, dude. He's going to get a lot more snaps. I hope he does, man. I hope he does. Cedric 0123 said, never doubt Jalen Hurts. I do not. Trust me. KLC said, Duval is missing someone put out a warrant. That kid was talking a lot of crap the other day. Jay said, bro, Jalen Hurts was 0-5 versus the Lions in the beginning. Stop complaining, Eagles fans in the chat. Philly says, Saints lose again to that pick looking better and better by the week. Yeah, it is. It's looking really good right now. So they have a tough. You want to talk about tough schedules? They have a tough schedule. Okay. Free says, pending the defensive collapse, 29 points and defensive enough points to win game. Yeah, the thing, that's another thing that people are complaining about is the damn how many points we're putting up on the damn board. We left 2 touchdowns off the board today. 2. Again, the one that Jalen Hurts fell, Driscoll stepped on Jalen Hurts' ankle and he fell and we lost 10 yards out of it. And we were out of at least field goal position, but they could have scored on that drive. The other one was A.J. Brown caught a ball on the other side. It was like a 35 to 45 yard pass. And we got backed up because of a penalty. No, it was I'm trying to remember. Jalen Hurts tripped on Driscoll and we lost yards. There was it was a bad snap. And the other one was a bad snap. There was 2 drives. Those were 2 drive killers. The first one was the beginning of the second half when we got the ball back. We left 14 points off the board. 14, actually 15 because we missed. No, we missed an extra point, but 14 points off the board. 14. We scored the second half. We scored a field goal. I get it. Okay, I get it. So I can't complain about it. Ocean Wong says Trey Sermon made the most out of his carries today. Man should be getting the rock a little bit more. I'm starting to I need to get Trey Sermon into a damn game. There's going to be a lot of videos after today, guys. There's going to be probably 3-4 videos. No joke. I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff. The next 2 days. We might even have a stream tomorrow, the next day, because there's so much stuff there's so much stuff to look forward to. I can't. The excitement is just fantastic. I can't complain about it whatsoever. It is great. It is absolutely great. Kay says, just ignore them. They are haters like they don't hate Jalen Hurts. Barron says, beat Arizona. We'll be concerned about Dallas. The shakedown is at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Wes says, I think Boston should be running back 2, though he is elusive back, and Miles is kind of like an agile type of back. Yeah, but you know what? I like Kenneth Gainwell. I like Kenneth Gainwell because he's a little elusive. They put him in the passing game a little bit. Kenneth Gainwell's, I like Kenny G a lot. I don't mind Kenny G being the number 2, to be honest, and Boston being the number 3. I really don't mind it. True Savage says, go Birds 4-0. Give Hurts haters some milk. Chris says, who could stop Brown, Smith, Watkins, Sanders, and Goddard? It's a good lineup, man. K Gunn says, all this proves was Eagles can win in any type of way. We've beat teams with Hurts, arm, Hurts, legs, Sanders' legs, this O-line, our D-line, and cornerbacks. We are at +8 or 9 in the turnover game. Exactly. We were dying for turnovers last year. Roy says, hey, Joey, it's in 2017 when we were not hot, we made a blockbuster trade for Ajayi. Do you think we will do it again? If so, who? I think a trade. I don't know if there'll be a trade. I think there'll be a chance, depending on what happens with Mulata. I think there is a chance that Dillard could be traded. But as of right now, I think they might go after a defensive end because Patrick Johnson seems to be hurt right now. I mean, he was pretty much taking over for Derek Barnett, and Patrick Johnson seems to be hurt, could miss some time. So I feel like the Eagles can make a move for a D Ford, Everson Griffin. If you want to make a trade right now, go for Robert Quinn if you want to make that happen and just add something. If you want to trade for a luxury player rental, you're going to go after Everson Griffin most likely, or trade for Robert Quinn. You know what I mean? Like Robert Quinn in a rotation. I think he'd be a beast. That's just me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So he said Hurts technically only thrown one pick so far. Yeah, really. The first pick wasn't his fault. That was just tipped by Kenneth Gainwell on that screen pass. That wasn't even Hurts' fault in that first game. That wasn't even his fault whatsoever. So, I mean, not the first game, the Vikings game. Sorry. Isaiah says Trey Sermon was garbage on the Niners. Don't lie. Trey Sermon showed a lot of traits of he could get some snaps, but no one really used him to his full advantage. And I think because you have such a good offensive line with the Eagles, and there's a lot more players. You have Sermon in the backfield on top of Jalen Hurts being a threat with his legs, on top of these receivers spreading out that defense. I think Sermon just fits very well as a plug-in type bruiser back for us. So. Lois, it hurts, and these wide receivers can lead the Eagles to victory. The run game can lead the Eagles to victory. The defense can lead the Eagles to victory. This team has many ways to win. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. Greg says Niners fans were fearing he was a bust in the offseason. Greg says now they may find out O-line makes it. Yeah, it does, dude. Like, it really does. Like, that's why I don't like paying running backs a crap ton of money for that reason. That's why I don't want to pay. That's why I'm not into paying Miles Sanders, because you could be the Patriots how they were with Tom Brady taking pay cuts every single year, and they had plug-in type running backs. You can draft the running back rounds 3 to 6, get a productive guy in the building behind a massive offensive line that's going to be good for the next decade and a half the way this is going right now, because the Eagles have been drafting really well in the trenches. So the offensive line does make the difference. You can't pay a running back $40 million and say, hey, we don't have a great offensive line. We need a good running game. You can't give a running back that in front of him. It's just impossible. Yo, Kelly Greenwing, what's going on, dude? He says, in this league of woulda, coulda, just look at what Reddick said. We all played in the rain, and it was an even playing field between both teams. Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons it was. Totally agree. Godzilla says, I really like Epps. Yeah, Epps has been playing so good. Damn, been playing good. Playing really good. We got a super chat. Did I miss something here? Or no? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Got a super chat from Swaggy G. He says, it has been great to see our newest additions, such as Brown, Bradbury, and Reddick, been a huge help on our success. Every player that we've brought in mostly has been pretty productive. I got to say. I mean, you saw it in preseason, 3 major impacts. Cam Jurgens was number 1 on my list, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. 3 major impacts in preseason. There's no doubt about it. So I think you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that's what makes it so successful. Something has changed with Howie Roseman. They're giving him more control, because I don't think he's had much control over the past few seasons, which is kind of crazy. But we have another super chat from Mr. Rudy Pooh. Thank you so much, man. Love the profile picture, by the way. So, Joey, did you hear that Hurts says that Doug was one of who drafted him on his post game? Makes sense why Carson and Doug had a rift that season. That is really interesting, man. It is. We're gonna find out if that's the real truth of what that is. But yeah, I mean, look, it could be right, it could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, Hurts definitely probably knows most likely like what they're doing and how he was drafted. So I mean, look, if that was the case, then great. You know what I mean? And Doug, Doug probably could have been a huge difference on why Doug was a huge difference on why he was drafted. And if that's the case, then good. Appreciate the super chat, man. Lonely says, I'm nitpicking, but Hurts throws getting batted down in the pocket is concerning. Well, that just happens, dude. Now you're going too far. You're going too far, bro. You're going way too far, man. Nah, like that just happens, man. Like that depends on the blocking too. Like if they're getting pushed back and hurts his face, like, and that could be just because of that. It depends on how the height of these defensive linemen, how far they can jump. That's too picky to go down that road. To me, that's a little too much. But Barron said, I love to see Bradbury get a pick 6 against the Giants. Greg says Trevor Lawrence would have fumbled as much if it wasn't raining. Ricard says, what's your prediction on Jalen Hurts' money per year? Depending if he takes a little bit of a lower cut, but if Hurts makes it far this year, I'm talking NFC Championship game to a Super Bowl, and I'm not trying to hype up anything. you got to give him everything. I mean, you make it that far, you can't like say $42 million. Like you got to go past 45 mil. I mean, you're going to have to go past 44, 45. It's tough to say, man. Like he plays like this. I can't say he can't get that money. Like that's what I'm saying. Dave says, do you think we'll beat Arizona? I think it's tough. Kyler Murray is really the only thing that I have fear of because he can extend plays for 10 minutes. And it's going to, if he stays on the field and he can extend plays, extend drives going upfield, it's going to make our defense really tired. Kyler Murray is like my only issue. It really is my only issue. The Cardinals defensively, I think we could score on them. They have been not playing well defensively. So KLC says Josiah Scott is as I need Blankenship is Reed Blankenship is nice. Says Sanders needs to stay. Just use top pick on Will Anderson. Fly like an eagle says Kaiser White has been successful. Oh no, he has. I think TJ Edwards has played better, but he has been playing good. Corey Houston base. I live in Tucson, Arizona. Haven't watched a down of the Cards. Damn, why not? Are you an Eagles fan? Or are you just like I just haven't watched the Cardinals? Jay said no. I was the AJ Brown because AJ Brown caught the ball and then Dallas got a pass interference when AJ scored and Philip 500 said it wasn't a pass interference. It was because he was already blocking before the damn pass was thrown. You know, if you start blocking before the receiver gets the ball and going up, taking that one step upfield, it's a PI call. It's definitely offensive PI. There's no doubt about that. So, of course, that fly goes fly. Kel Greenwing says, woulda, coulda, shoulda, well, unless you want to build a time machine and go back and see what would have happened. Right. Mitch said, the Eagles look so good. Let's take it 1 week at a time and enjoy every bit of it. Sometimes we can get out of the moment. Let's just enjoy this. Venom King says, who you got making it player of the week, Reddick or Sanders? I think I don't know. If it's defensive, I mean, I don't know. Player of the, I mean, it's not. They're not going to make it as NFC Player of the Month. I mean, it's not going to happen. Player of the Week. It's probably Player of the Week for the Eagles, like the Toyota Player of the Week. Probably. It's a tough one, but I'd probably say Reddick. To be honest, I'd say Reddick. I think Reddick can be Defensive Player of the Month. Or Player of the Week, I should say. Or for the league. I think that could happen this week. But okay, Gunn says, hey, I'm nitpicking, but Hurts' shoe was untied on that one. What? Was it really? I mean, look, if that's factual, if that's facts. What play? What play was his cleats untied? Joe says Sanders Player of the Week. So Nate says, why Scott over Job or Goodrich? Why a running back is over two corners? I don't get what you're saying. Greg says Cardinals don't really worry me. Oh, you are an Eagles fan. Okay. Hey, I gotta ask. I gotta make sure though, you know. Eagles Bank says that's football. That stuff happens. Stop trying to nitpick on everything. Jalen Hurts is good. Greg says Eagles appear to have a very ingrained standard each week. I totally agree. There is a game plan, and they don't, they made adjustments, guys. They made a lot of adjustments, so can't even complain. We got a super chat from Sal. Sal, what's going on, dude? He said, I told myself today if the Eagles won today, I would go to the December 24th game against the Cowboys. So glad they won. Let's F it go. EAGLES Eagles. Sal, I'm excited for you. And you know what? As much as I don't like playing on Christmas Eve, which I can't stand, I'm not going to lie. I actually hate it right now. But if that's the case, man, go get your ticket and go, man. You're going to have a good time. You're going to have a really good time. It's going to be in Dallas, obviously. So I hope you have a great time, dude. Thank you, Sal, for the super chat, bro. It means a lot. Philly 0024 says he means Josiah. Oh, Josiah Scott. Yeah, but I don't get it though. You're talking about special teams. That's what I'm trying to figure out. He said, oh, Josiah. Oh, yeah. All right. Relax. I keep forgetting we have two Scots on this damn team. I'm sorry. I get it. K Gunn says that was a joke about the shoe being untied. Joey like sarcasm because all people nitpick. I'm not saying like send me a clip of that. Like, hey, send me a clip. I mean, why not? Send me a clip of that. Why not, dude? Zonay said, my Jose Scott over Goodrich and Job. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, Goodrich was a shame, man. He got a lot of guaranteed money coming here, and like I thought the Eagles maybe saw something in him, but he cross-trained from corner to safety. He just did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He sucks. No, we'll see what happens next year if he's still here. Joseph says, "What up, Sal? Sal's the man." Jesus and Fred says, "We are the best team in the league. It's going to be hard to beat us when we're firing like this." Hurts MVP Reddick DMVP. Damn, already, huh? We're already getting Hassan Reddick in the talks right now. Let me tell you something. 23 and a half sacks in 2 seasons. He's got 3.5 sacks right now. Can't complain. We're on our way. We're on our way with Hassan Reddick with double digits. Yang says the secret sauce is our defense getting Cox in the QB's face. Yes. That's the whole point. Calgary Wink says Bradbury's a different breed. He is, man. He's been playing so good. Pro Bowl caliber season, man. Pro Bowl caliber. I hope he wants to stay in Philadelphia. I am a big fan of re-signing him this year. I could care less. I would re-sign him in a heartbeat. Godzilla says, how good was Doug catching up with the players after the game? I loved it, man. He was caught up with Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. It was great. I miss Doug Peterson a lot, man. I do. Since the Reg slowly being unleashed, that's what it's all about. Joe says, you couldn't pay me to go to Dallas for Christmas. No, I wouldn't do that. No, probably not. Just we all have a dumb moment sometimes. Oh, that is definitely true. I have dumb moments every day. Okay, God says, I'm glad Dallas won too. I can't wait for week 6 when they come in and hot and we shut their dreams down and break them like we did to the Commanders. Brian says, Reddick and Sanders win the game, period. Totally agree. Curtis says, Murray's having nightmares about Davis. That's the size difference. Donate said, did you see Devonta Smith wearing no gloves? Yeah, it was kind of weird, actually. He didn't have like that big elbow thing. You remember he used to wear that big, like that elbow brace he had? I don't know why he had the elbow brace on. Maybe to protect his diving catch, when he lands on the ground. I don't know if it's just protecting his elbow. He used to have the big elbow thing on. And yeah, he was totally, his arms were totally naked and his hands. So yes. Greg, we have three down, says big play Slay. Oh man, defensive player of the year, huh? He could, man. He's got to get into some of these games though. He can't miss too many games, otherwise he will definitely not get that. 27 bro pasta. The game in the beginning was horrible. Yeah, it was bad. It was really they weren't in sync, guys. It was the weather. They were just not connecting. I mean, offense, defense, just not connecting. It was bad all around. They got their crap together. There was just something going on. It was just, they just were not in sync with each other. It was that bad. It was really that bad. Philly0024 said, Hassan is the closest thing I've seen to Von Miller slender frame, but strong and explosive as, yes, I totally agree, man. Keep him on the edge. Stop putting him in coverage. This is a different defense for him. He's got to stay as an edge rusher. Joseph says, Cox got some good penetration. He did. Not too bad. Not too bad. G said, maybe nitpicking, but I saw Cox on sideline open his own Gatorade. We got to get better. All right, people are getting over the top with this now. Well, dude, that's what happens. Like people over, like, you know how many Eagles fans were saying, "Oh, we're done. This game's over." I got so friggin' pissed off. Like it just ruined, like, not even ruined, but like it just made me like when I was watching the game, I was like, dude, like, are you serious right now? Like come on now. Average says if Davis can get to Murray just once, he might have issues the entire game. Yeah, that's totally true, man. Shala Sharp says update. Darius Slay looked okay after the game and post-game interview, saying how the Giants let Bradbury out of the building. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it, man. Steven said, Joey, with all the good things you see in this team, what are things you see we must improve on? Special teams. Really just more. I mean, you can always get better with the pressure every game. We need to be better with the zone coverage and not giving away the zone coverage. Sometimes we gave up, what's it called? I was going to say, I totally forgot. Blown coverage was definitely one today. Made some mistakes on some blown coverage today. So it's just some little things they got to fix to clean up. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. I saw that Gannon was playing a little bit of prevent in the second half, a little bit. here and there. The offense was just running some run plays, and they were just trying to waste some time off the clock. They wasted a lot of time off the clock in that end of the fourth quarter. It was pretty good. So, I mean, that's really it, man. It's really it. Chris said, did you see Doug give Kelsey his pullover after the game? So much respect for each other. I know, man. It's nuts. Boston Flags said Doug deserved one more year with Hurts starting and no complaining about. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't think he deserved to go after that year. I mean, we played horrible, but you know, it was really bad. I mean, we just Mike Rowe is not an offensive coordinator. It's just that was just the case to it all. He wasn't a coordinator. Press Taylor started calling the plays, and it was a mess, man. It was a total mess. Got Curtis Jesse says, if you had to choose, who would you resign, Cox or Bradbury? Oh, Bradbury in a heartbeat. That's not even a hard one. Like, yeah, Fletcher Cox is playing really good right now, but how long is he going to play good for this year? That's what I'm kind of waiting on right now. But no, Bradbury in a second. You don't let go of a cornerback playing at a high level like that. Are you kidding me right now? You know what this team has done for years at cornerback? Like, no way. No way. You would sign Bradbury in a freaking heartbeat. There would be no hesitation with that. No doubt, no hesitation. There's no way. Let's see here. It's gonna be a lot to talk about the next couple of days. It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be crazy. We got Gamers Golly says, he hurts his elbow last year and didn't wear gloves today from the rain. I got you. Yeah, because usually if those really good football gloves get wet, they get real slippery. And that's what happens. That's what pretty much happens. We got a super chat from Sal. Thank you so much, man. He says, what up, guys? I'm not going to lie, boys. I'm kind of nervous. This is my first NFL game. By the way, Joey, glad you and Philly do this on a daily. I look forward to your guys' videos every day. Dude, of course, man. Of course. We do our own videos. We do the shakedown every single week. We're always busy, ready to go, just always busy. So it's fantastic, man. But don't be nervous, dude. Like, just go to your first game, see what it's like, and trust me, like, you at least have to do it once. There are people that do it every week. You know, I used to do it 5 or 6 times a year. Now I don't really do it as much, depending if they're in the playoffs. Like, if the Eagles are in the playoffs, first seed, and they get home field advantage this year, I will be at a playoff game in Philly this year. There's no doubt about it. But if you're going to your first game, just enjoy yourself, man. Just enjoy yourself, dude. And I hope you have a really good time. Christmas Eve, man. Hope you have a good time. Just don't let that game affect your Christmas Eve or affect your Christmas and your Christmas Eve. But you know what I mean, dude. But South, thank you so much, man. Much love, dude. Lois says, without turnovers, do you think the offense outscores Jax? But dude, like, they got, like, what am I supposed to say? They didn't deserve to get turnovers? Like, that's what I don't get. Like, Bradbury's pick was a mistake. Like, I don't get it. Like, that's a hard one to even talk about. That's just like, it's like, oh, well, if it wasn't raining, would Miles Sanders have 134 yards? If it wasn't raining, would Jalen Hurts have over 330 yards? He would have had over 330 yards. It wasn't enough. He only had a little over 200. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to say that is kind of like, you're kind of saying like the Eagles didn't deserve to get those turnovers because of the weather. You know, but I get how the question is supposed to be, but to me, they earned it. You know, if it's there both teams had to worry about these conditions, dude. Like, it wasn't just on us, it was on them. Because more of it favored towards us, that's their problem, not ours. It's their fault they can't hold on to the football. It's their fault that they fumbled the damn ball. It's not our fault. We were dealing with the same consequences of a bad weather type game. That's just the truth to it all. Just the truth to it all. That's just it, man. Can't say anything more. Godzilla says, yeah, I think we're ready to move on from Fletch. Yeah, I think we are too, man. Jay says, Joey, I told 500, but you should start a Discord. I've actually been thinking about starting a Discord for the channel, to be honest with you, since you brought it up. Yeah, I mean, for the shakedown, I don't know. And I've talked to Philly about it, but I think a Discord would be awesome to have so we could talk to everybody and just, yeah, I think it would be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So I think that's what we should do, to be honest. I think that'd be great. Godzilla said Bradbury might play himself out of our hands and earn himself a big money. Yeah, he probably will. He probably will. Depends, like, if he really wants to go somewhere else. Depends if, like, he only cares about the money and just wants to get paid, or he wants to get sort of paid but wants to stay in Philly. And I think Slay might help him out a little bit, but we'll see. Wilma Dickfish says, did you see how he vibing out in the locker room? I did not see it. Which says from Philly, North Philly, love. Honestly, was not worried about me down 14-0. This Eagles team this year will fight no matter what. Get some dogs. Resign TJ Edwards. I think you're gonna resign. TJ Edwards, man. I really do. Like no joke. I think they have to resign him. Like no joke. He's playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. So if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter either, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on there, guys. I put it in the link in the live chat. If you guys want to follow me, you can always follow me on there. I talk about a lot of random stuff on there if you guys want to follow me on there too. Steven says, I feel our backups played solid when stepping in for our people who were inactive. Totally agree. Yeah, no, I mean, you had Avonte Maddox out, and then Brad, and then Slay was out, and then Mulatto was out, and then Samala was out. I mean, it just didn't stop. And like next man up mentality, man. Next man up mentality. Greg says, give him signing bonus because less than the cap hits. Bradbury can be re-signed. I think they could do it. Curtis Gomes says, any news on Slay? Love having Bradbury because of the reason. No, I mean, I think he'll be fine, man. He was in uniform in the second half. He was in uniform with a big coat over him. He was perfectly fine. Sorry, my throat is really dry right now because I haven't stopped talking probably since 12:30. So I haven't stopped talking since 12:30. So it's literally been like, it's gonna be like 5 hours, and probably more than that tonight. Jay Young said if it wouldn't have rain, would have Hassan gotten too stripped? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that, it's a stupid statement. That's just a stupid statement. Tim says Nick Sirianni farted and it blew the ball out of AJ Brown's hands. Shaking my head. We need to be better. I love you guys. I love all you guys. You know that, right? Joe said it's not our fault. We can handle it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're acting as if the Jaguars weren't in the same situation we were in. And because it favored more to our side that we have to pay for, like, we got to pay for it now. Like, to say that would have been us. If that was us fumbling 3-4 times, you guys would be pissed. You guys would be like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Sir Goat says, I would love to see Jordan Davis a little bit more, and TJ Edwards is playing elite level football. Eagles fan says, Howie invests so much in the trenches, and that's who won that game for us, the trenches. Jason says, bro, Joey, I'm not lying when I say this. Kurt said, so what's the point behind the 2-point attempt? I don't know. I wanted them to just kick the extra point. I wanted them to kick because they would have been up by 3 scores, right? I think because they wouldn't have been up by 3 scores, that was the whole issue with that. If they got the 2-point conversion, they would have made up for the missed extra point and another point, which would have given them. It would have been 3. They would have been up by 3 scores. Rico Mart said I heard fan fell from the escalator and died at the Steelers. Oh, no way, really? That's horrible, man. That is horrible. Christopher Silva says Discord would be amazing. I might do it, man. I might do it. I might actually start it. And then add Philly 500 in there if he wants to do it, because I don't think he's ever used Discord. I doubt it. I probably bet you $100 he's never even used it before. So Jay says, bro, Joe, I'm not lying. Exactly told us on Reddit. He said the Eagles played a bad rain game, and it was not just the Jaguars. I get it. Like like I said, it's balanced on both teams. They're both dealing with the same situation. Chris said, want Quez Watkins on kick returns. I don't like Quez Watkins on kick returns. I think he's a horrible kick returner. Receiver, fantastic. He's our deep threat right now. Other than that, I got nothing else for him. Saints and Vikings had a crazy finish. It was a double doink, the Eagles versus Bears in the playoffs. Keith says, I think the reason behind the 2-point conversion was to be up by 3 possessions. Yes, that was the reason. It was to be up by 3 possessions. That was it. And look, they gave it a shot. You know what I mean? If he said if we don't get this 2-point conversion, Nick Sirianni said he had a lot of faith in his defense. So post-game show tonight is at 9 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock right now. So we're almost hitting the 2-hour mark for the stream. We got 316 people in the chat. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys have it, guys. I'm going to check this right now because I want to see. I want to see what's going on here. Definitely want to see. Let's try to get this to 300 likes. Let's try to just get it to 300 if we can, guys. It would be much appreciated. Like the stream if you guys have it. Subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every day. We stream every game every week. We have 4 streams every weekend and maybe 1 or 2 during the week and a lot of videos. Check out the pinned comment for the memberships to the Shake Squad Army. We do a lot of extra content on there. And it's for support as well. So I do appreciate that. This channel just hit over 19,000 subscribers this morning. We were at like 18,000, like maybe 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, maybe, which is kind of crazy. So definitely check all that good stuff out. If you guys haven't subscribed, like the stream, and much appreciated to everybody. Lois said, just saying the Eagles have room for improvement and they are playing as or one of the best teams in football. Miles says, hit that like, baby. Flagels 5. Thank you so much, man. Jason says, need to re-sign Edwards and Bradbury fast. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yank said, my wife and girlfriend love Cox. I think we should re-sign him if the price is right. The defense is next level when Cox gets penetration. I was reading that and I was just laughing at the way it sounded. You put that together perfectly, Yang Gang. Way perfectly. Guys, said when would Hurts extension money kick in? He's still under a relatively cheap contract next year. Yeah, so they can give him the new contract. They can't give him an extension now during the season. When you're on a rookie contract, you can't give an extension in the 3rd year. After the 3rd year is officially over, you can give that extension. So, yeah, technically, that extension could kick in after the 2024 season. So if they give him an extension after this year, he'll be relatively cheap after this year, and the Birds could build even more with those 2 firsts, that 2nd-round pick. They could do a lot more since Hurts is going to be on one cheap deal for his last year next year in 2023. So that's what I'm saying. Got to T. Edwards, another player who's going to get a bit more money and want to be in. I think he will. Dude, they're not getting rid of TJ Edwards. I bet you $100 right now, Edwards will be in Philadelphia on a redone deal. He will get the extension over Kaiser White. Kaiser White's been great, but I think unless Kaiser White returns, I don't know, because he loves it in Philly that much. I want to resign. I'll do whatever it takes to resign. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Definitely. This team's not going to lose much. Get used to it. Oates says Slay was asked how he feels, and he said, I feel good after the game. Yeah. K. Gunn said, I was raining. We would have won with Hurts at the simple. Doesn't matter if it rained or not. Eagles still would have won. He wouldn't have even thrown the first pick if it wasn't raining. Eagles fan says, well, pummel the Packers. They're not that good. That's what it looks like. Before literally the schedule came out, I said, hey, the Packers are going to be tough. The Titans are going to be tough. The Colts, depending on what happens with Matt Ryan and that Colts defense, they might be tough. We'll see. Seems like Titans might not be as good. Colts look horrible. They're on and off when they want to be. And the Packers just don't really scare me that much. A lot of new pieces for Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is okay, but just not enough. Joe said we should have gave the fumbles back. yeah, that's what we should have did, right? Wombat says, what's good, Joey? These boys, sheesh, so hyped for this team. It's so exciting. It's so intoxicating. It is fantastic, bro. Tyler says, this was the same I was worried about, and the Eagles really showed me they got what it takes. Todd Anderson, what's going on, dude? Says, thank you, Eagles. Well, we got you. We got it done. If you guys haven't subscribed to Titan Anderson, he is a Titans content creator. I am going to be working with Titan Anderson Sports the week of the Titans game. We're going to be going back and forth about our teams and A.J. Brown and all that stuff that week. So I'm probably going to have Titan Anderson on my channel, live stream. So definitely subscribe to his channel. One of the most humble dudes on YouTube, especially for the Titans content creators. Shout out to him. Much love, a good friend as well. So off the field, a very good friend. So thank you so much, man, for coming in. Wilma Dickfit said, I don't understand why when Trevor Lawrence fumbled, we didn't just give it back to him. Got to do better. Oates says, thoughts on Trey Sermon? I thought Sermon played good. I mean, it was 2 snaps. I wanted more. It's my money, and I want it now. I got that all mixed up. I don't even know. But oh, yeah, Trey Sermon looks like Jay Ajayi. Okay, he ran that one to the left, really nice, and then he had that face mask on the one running up the middle, but he runs tough. On those short yardage runs, man, they got to use him more. Like, Andre Dillard's coming back, so what are they going to do? Trey Sermon, you might have something here. You might have something here with Trey Sermon. No joke. I think you might have. You might. Wombat says, yeah, I just saw a fan die after the game falling from the escalator. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Damn. Jay says, bet 200. That 500 doesn't know what Discord. You should ask him when you start the shakedown. Please ask him that. Please ask him. No, I will. I'll ask him. Rico says 2-point attempt was because Elliott was shook up. Yeah, and that was part of it too. Part of it was to, be in the lead for the 3 scores, whatever, for the 2-point conversion. I think part of it was just Jake Elliott was just not doing good at the time. Dave K says, smash the like button, give respect, get respect. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it so much. But guys, there's going to be probably like 4 video. I mean, I don't know. I got so much to talk about You know what I mean? So it's going to be nuts. It's going to be insane. It's going to be something crazy. So I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty pumped about the rest of the season. I've been enjoying myself. I'm not trying to upset myself every week and nitpick at every little thing that happens. Look. I mean, there was Eagle fans giving up at the beginning of this game. It made me disgusted. It disgusted me so much. It really did. Just totally disgusted me. Phil D says, subscribe so the algorithm knows to give you good Eagles content. Thank you so much, man. Eagles content, raw emotion every single week, man. That's all I give. Okay, I don't go with the trend. I go with what I think. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. And I am humble towards it. We got Kavai Jones. Hassan was worth the money already. I'm telling you, man, he was. He is worth the money. We knew that there was nothing wrong with Hassan Reddick. We knew that it was about his usage. That's what it was all about since the beginning. That's what it was all about. So, Philly 0024 said, if TJ Edwards our best linebacker since Hicks or Bradham, or is he even better? He's better. He's better. Hicks just couldn't stay healthy, but Hicks was good on coverage. Not too bad as a blitzer either, but I think he's way better. I mean, what was it? The Vikings game? He was throwing his way like 9 times. No receptions. 2 of those, what? 2 of those, what was it? I mean, the pressures from him have been fantastic. Reading the field and taking angles on tackles, and he's just been done such a good job. Oh, so did you see the Eagles getting down in the locker room? They were celebrating listening to Meek Mill. Yeah, I bet they were. Have you watched Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce? Oh, the New Heights podcast? I love it, dude. I never was a fan of Travis Kelce, but man, I really like him as a person. Like, he is such a chill dude. Like, he is so chill. And I love that he tries to understand Philadelphia and the Eagles fans. And I love how he goes to Eagles games for his brother, for Jason. Jason Kelce has worn a Chiefs jersey to his playoff games and stuff like that. So the New Heights podcast, you got to check it out. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it because it's very raw and they laugh and they say stupid stuff and it's great, man. It's like who doesn't want extra Jason Kelce content? I mean, everybody does. How do you not want that? Marcus Bird says we play sloppy, but we still won the game. Yeah, but how? But for for how sloppy the conditions and what we were dealing with, it's a different story. But Curtis says, watching Halloween 2, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Oh man. Halloween 1, the original, is definitely my favorite, but Halloween 1 and 2 are those are my first two favorites. I like Halloween 4 and 5. I like 6. I like all of them. I like the new films too. So, I said, Miles had one hell of a game. Joseph says, I do it to mess with Joey. Greg says, it depends whether the first or second round pick regarding rookie contracts. Cedric says, Kyle Murray thinking about the whole Eagles defense. Oh, I bet he is. Well, I'm thinking about him too because he can extend plays for like 10 minutes, guy. You see, he could go run back and forth for 10 minutes. I don't want him to tire out this defense. So, Joe Kukla says, breaking NFL investigating Eagles after today's game for excessive use of rain, giving a fair advantage. Oh my God. I love it. Greg says Rain was the MVP in today's win. Jay says, what Discord, Joseph? Rogue says horror movies suck movies suck, best movies remain. Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I love 70s, 80s, and 90s slashers. There's no doubt. Nothing beats those films. Curtis says, think Sermon compliments Sanders very well. Yeah, I mean, you have a very elusive back in Miles Sanders, and you have a guy in Sermon that's just a ground for pound type back, like reminds me of Jay Ajayi in a lot of ways. I want to see more of him. There's no doubt about it. I got to see more of him. I have to. I got no choice. I got no choice at all. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to take a break because it's 8:10. It's 8:10, and the stream for the Philly Shakedown starts at 9. So I want to give myself like a half hour to eat and like stop talking for like a half hour because my voice is like shot right now. Not a shot when I went to the Vikings game in the first 15 minutes. I pretty much blew my vocal cords out. So I get that. But there is 278 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We do 4 streams every weekend. We pretty much do videos every single day. We cover the Eagles every single day. We stream every single game every single week. And we're going to have more content. We're probably going to have like 3-4 videos between today and tomorrow. Like, it's going to be nuts tonight. I ain't going to be going to bed until like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, depending on when I get done. It should be very interesting. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do some rants. Got some things I definitely want to get off my mind on some videos. So I do appreciate it. Let's try to get this stream to 300 likes if we can. All right. I appreciate everybody that joined the stream. If you didn't have a chance to join the stream, and if you are new to the stream right now, subscribe because it's free. Okay. And you can watch me every single week with constant videos and live streams. And it's going to be awesome and a lot of fun. So that's pretty much it. We're ready to go. Eagles are 4-0. We're ready to go. All right. Ron said, just stopped in. Joey, how you doing, man? Good victory today at the link. Reddick Woods become the beast we all hope for. He is back. He's ready to go. So yes, I totally agree with that. Love that. The duo with Sermon and Sanders, Christopher. Oh yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. Yeah, that's it. So we'll be back tonight with the Philly Shakedown. It's on Philly 500's channel, so I'll share it. I'll post the stream for you guys. So you just click it and you guys will be in there and all good. So all of you better show up to the Philly Shakedown tonight. Support both channels. And we'll be back in a little bit. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. Subscribe, like the stream, get it to 300 likes if you can. Just hit the like button before you leave. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace. I got to press it again. Peace. Peace out. Love all you.